Isn't this all wrong? Out of the beer, next to dog, it's a here they say your mom is up for dead. When the girls and all never got
Yo, what's up, guys? SmallmouthCrush JP in the house.
What's going on?
He's not going to be able to make this amazing live show tonight because we tend to keep you up past your bedtime, I guess. Ian said, hey, good job last week, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you're supposed to be the intern and you kind of fell asleep. We're talking about JDM, man. Come on.
I know. I wish that my interest level was a little higher into it. After about an hour of it, I'm just like, man, they're just getting...
Listen, everybody's got their own deal, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some people dig that. Some people are like, I'll throw this, I'll throw that, and I'll still put 25 pounds on the scale. Correct?
Correct.
You're a simple guy, JP, and that's why we love you. The simpler, the better. So I totally understand. I was digging it, though. I was definitely digging it.
No, it was fun. He had some cool looking baits, but then he kept saying, well, you can't get your hands on him. You can't get your hands on him.
Right. Well, JP, if you know where to look, you can certainly get your hands on some stuff. Okay. That I promise you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I went on to Instagram, and like 2 days after that show, he said he had some boxes left over. So I was like, for $100, I'll buy one of them boxes. I went on. They were sold out in like 10 seconds. They were gone.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Listen, it is what it is. I wanted to get you on real quick. Focus here. January 24th. Is that it? Monday at 8 o'clock. Now, listen, we're going to be filming a live show, and I want everybody. All right, guys, January 24th, VIP membership live. You can sign up. We make it really, really easy. You can pay monthly, or you can subscribe for the whole year. You just head on over to SmallmouthCrush15. You hit this button right here, VIP Members Live, and all you got to do is sign up today. Real simple. And once you sign up, you're going to get a link to the show. And listen, if you can't make it live, of course, we love interacting with the guests, and we really get in depth. So it's a smaller crowd. It's a smaller group that we really can focus in on and answer any questions that you have. So we really bring some value to these VIP members. These are people that support the channel, that help us do what we do, and we certainly appreciate the members that we do have, but we welcome new members, and we'd love to have you, especially for this January 24th show. Now, so, of course, if you can't be there, you'll be able to watch it after we tape it, so you're not going to miss out, but you really are going to want to be there to take advantage of a special offer. And, JP, I know the information you're going to be giving out on January 24th is pretty amazing. I'm trying to put myself in the viewer's shoes. If they did not hear about this information or this technique, it's going to really open up their eyes to the possibilities and some of the different ways that you fish grass. So I'll let you kind of, take it from there. Why should we sign up to watch you tell us about how to catch largemouth in the grass, JP? I'm putting you on the spot here.
All right, guys, listen, if you guys are struggling finding bass in the grass, I'm talking milfoil, eelgrass, coontail, the thick grass, not the outside edge, not the inside edge. We're talking about getting in the juice and finding the schools that nobody wants to put the work into. I'm going to give you guys a couple of really good tips, and I'm going to do a bait release that I really don't want to do. But I think it's going to benefit everybody.
That's the best part. And we're actually going to have a little bonus for any of you that signed up for the VIP members, but we will figure out a way that you can get your hands on these baits that nobody I mean, I think it's safe to say extremely hard to come across.
But when they're keyed in on a specific bait, which I will talk about on Monday, when they're keyed in on that certain bait fish, this is the color that I guarantee is going to put fish in the boat. And we're not talking 2-pound fish. We're talking 3 3/4 to 6-pound fish.
And you do a lot of damage in the grass. I mean, obviously you've learned a lot on Lake Ontario. You steal people's spots to get out ahead and come on tournaments. But really, Lake Champlain, that's all you. You know what I mean? That's all you.
Sure. However you want to spin it.
With you, bro. Come on.
Listen, I can't help it. I'm addicted to rocks. If you got them in your pocket, I'm going to get them. If you got them in the bottom of the lake, I'm going to get them. You got rocks, I'm coming for.
Gotcha. Fair
But
enough,
when it comes to the grass, I'm the man. All right.
That's it.
I'm going to be the guy that'll put you on the fish in the grass. And like I said, not the outside, not the inside. Travis has been there with me. We're going right into the meat. I've got 2 really special things I'm going to share with you guys about.
You cut out, bro.
All right, hold on a second. Let me do it again. You can edit it.
Listen, I got 20 minutes before I got to go live, bro. I ain't got time for this.
All right. I don't know why it would have cut out.
I don't know. Anyways, be there January 24th.
All right, guys, listen, you can pay every month the $12 every month. Go on there, click this, click that every single month, 12 times a year. He's got the promotion. It's $100 for the year. If you've got 120 over 12 months, you've got $100 tonight.
Listen, I
get on there, sign up for the year. You guys are going to get a plethora of information.
And listen, JP, it's not $12. It's $10 a month. Help support the channel. And listen, so here's the deal. We really appreciate all the support. And if you are still supporting on Patreon, that's fine. You're still going to get the link. But eventually, I'd like to move people over to this new platform. We incur a little less expenses doing that, so it definitely helps us out. And if you have not signed up before, listen, people in the comments right now in the chats, if you could, that have been on previous lives, help me sell the lives for me. Let me know if you found some of the information beneficial. We're really excited to have you come on at the end of the month, JP, and share your secrets. I know it's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, man, like I said, the information is great. People that are dedicated to learning new techniques are going to thrive from it.
All right, JP, maybe you'll be watching tonight. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe he'll jump in. I doubt it. That's just how JP rolls. But we look forward to talking to you.
Sounds good.
All right. Awesome. Welcome. Sorry about the world's longest commercial, but you got to pay the bill somehow, Eric.
You do.
You got to pay your interns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's getting expensive with that raise you just gave him.
For sure.
Cost of living increase.
Oh.
That was good, though. I'm actually probably all the Patrons or member lives that we've done now. That's probably one of the ones I'm looking most forward to because there's a lot of nuances and.
Here's Alex. Here's the coolest part. So after we got done filming this a little while ago tonight, he goes, "Do you want me to bring this other thing up?" I go, "What other thing?" And he says this keyword that I'm not going to say right now. I go, "What? What do you do with that?" And he goes, "Bro, you don't know?" I go, "I've never heard of that before in my life." And he's like, and I'm shocked. I am freaking blown away. I ain't just saying that. I'm freaking blown away. I can't wait to tell Eric after this live stream. It blow you away, Eric. You'd be like, "What?" Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
Unbelievable. Anyways, enough about that, guys.
Good teaser.
We got a heck of a show lined up. We're going to have Dan from the New England Fishing Expo on. We're going to have Steve from Fish Sense Lures, otherwise known as the Binsky, the creator of the Binsky. He's going to talk
Master.
to us all different ways to fish that bait. And Eric, thanks for the recommendation to have him on. I know you reached out to Steve, and he's like, "Definitely, I'm in." Cool. So I'm
looking forward to it.
It's going to be very
before. He's really
very
good.
educational. Yes.
Yeah, you will be surprised at the way he gets bites on blades. And how many different ways there are to retrieve. We'll talk setup, we'll talk line, we'll talk rod, we'll talk technique, depth, all of it. Yeah, man.
Listen, we got so much to get through, and we're just waiting on our guests.
Hustle it up.
We're waiting on our guests to check in. We're going to go back to the old giveaways, guys. The old giveaways, the super chats.
What? The super chat giveaway tonight?
You spend a buck,
Unbelievable.
you get an entry. Guess what you win? You're going to win a big old bag of MonsterBass, whatever's in here.
No
All
way.
kinds
Is that
of
a
goodies.
is that a double box?
Well, I packed a bunch of stuff in here.
Okay,
You
so
also
it might
get a
be
Monster-
more than your normal.
A MonsterBass hat.
That's a Richardson 112. That's no cheesy hat.
That's right. You guys are going to get that. All you got to do is
Buffs and stickers.
send in the super chat. Yeah.
Wow.
Buffs and stickers. Nice. And if you haven't noticed, you know how Eric always likes to wear his attire on the air?
Not tonight.
Oh, geez. Come on, man. Of all the nights.
Gamakatsu, I'm letting you take center stage, bro. It's your night, your
I
big
appreciate
night,
that.
man.
It's about
Have a
time.
big
Yeah, once
night.
out of every 7 streams.
Well, now I actually got something to wear and show.
Right. True.
Exactly. So,
listen, I'm going to be at the New England Sports Show, the New England Fishing Expo in Boxborough, Massachusetts in 2 weeks. And so if you are going to stop in there, I'm going to have all this, all the clothes ready. You get to meet me, hang out. JP's going to swing in, say hi. I'll be next to Beast Coast. Everybody's going to be there. We're going to let Dan talk all about it here in a little bit, but it's going to be pretty exciting. So if you're going to be up in that zone, or you're going to be at the Harrisburg show, which is a 9-day event, and you want to get some Smallmouth Crush merchandise, we're going to have it there. Carl, $4.99. So you get, I guess we'll give him 5 entries for that. That's fair.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty cheap. He couldn't go the extra penny. Come on, Carl.
I don't know what happened. That's the way to build that show brand loyalty.
We're going to have baits as well, guys, at the booth. I'm going to be selling Gajo Spirit Sheds. I'm going to have some Get Bit Baits tubes. And at the Harrisburg show, we're going to have some of the open water sniper jigs as well.
Sniper.
And raffles may be against YouTube terms, Hella Bass, but you know how we roll here.
Look at Hella, man. He's here for the stir in the pot. Nice work, Hella.
Ron, another $4.99. There we go. Well, before we get started here, I just want to pull up the slide. If anyone is interested, I'm going to do a quick pre-order. So if you're watching this on a rerun, like if it's not in the next 3 days, guys, just wait until Alex gets this merchandise up on my website, because it'll screw up the whole system. But if you're watching tonight and you would like to purchase some of the new merchandise hot off the press, we're going to do that tonight. Let me share with you what they look like. I made a nice little, what's the word I'm looking for? Advertisement. You got the Performance Smallmouth Crush hoodie. You got the Do You Even Flog, Bro, which some may not understand. It's all about the flogger and how to use it. You might have one of these, but do you really know how to use it? I've seen Eric use it. You helped me catch a St. Croix rod with that.
I really didn't do much.
No. Yeah, that's right.
It was all you.
No cat-like reflexes that day, if you recall. We got a bunch of cool T-shirts. We got the Great Lakes. A lot of input from the viewers of the show when I went on the garage cam and we pounded out some of these designs. We got Performance shirts as well, long sleeve. I got them in medium, large, extra large, and 2XL. So if you do want to buy these tonight, you can use my PayPal or Venmo. Just put in what you want. Really descriptive. If you want a T-shirt, let me know if it's the white one or gray one. If it's the Performance, let me know what color. Make sure your address is in there. And I'm going to throw in a free Smallmouth Crush buff tonight as well for anyone that makes a purchase. So, Carl, $19.99. Come on, buddy. Give him the prize package right now.
I just send him another one that you got. Why not? He's in for 25 or 24.98.
Hey, Jeff said he was sporting my my hoodie at the Susquehanna Fishing Tackle at their Bass Fest. I appreciate that. I heard that was a great time. I haven't been to a Bass Fest.
How come you didn't go?
It's only an hour away. I was in that program last weekend.
Oh, that's right. The deprogramming.
Yes.
I mean, the brain programming.
Something like that. Carl, you
Grat
know,
84. It's for a MonsterBass bag, Garrett.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to do this every week. We're gonna raffle off a big MonsterBass box, bag, a hat. We got some buffs and stuff in here too. So that's a super chat. Every dollar gets you an entry. What's new with you, Eric?
Busy week at work, man. Getting organized. Really getting ready to go to Florida.
When you going to Florida?
First week in Feb. Harris Chain, then the Headwaters. Gonna go throw some big baits. I'm looking forward to it.
That'll be fun.
It should be.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Get your DD down there.
I'm hoping, man. That's a 2022 goal, man. So I'm going to commit to it. Keep the big rod in my hand. Not at the Harris Chain. I'm going with the same guys I went with last year, man. They're 2 Potomac River sticks. I've known Kramer for a long time. He used to be a river guide, man. We've fished some derbs together. He's awesome. And then Kevin Zott, his buddy. They're team partners on the trail on the Potomac. And his parents had a place down there and still do. They're not alive, but his brother's down there. They got another little, it's like a trailer next door. So it's simple, and it's just all about fishing, food, and fun, man. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. And then then we're going to head to the Headwaters on Tuesday of that week. And then I booked a guy. He's a YouTuber, and he's a big bait specialist. Keith Wilson, if you haven't heard of him, he's on Instagram, and he keeps that working class zero citizen in his hand and goes to work, man. So I think he's figured some things out down there. So it should be good. I mean, it's right around the new moon. Full moon's coming up the following week. And I'm going with him for 4 days. So I'm hoping we're around some big girls that want to eat. It'll be fun learning how, the techniques that he uses and gear set up and retrieves, because it's if you know anything about the working class zero citizen, they make a 6 and a 7. I got some of those from the hookup. We showed it last week on the stream. It's a big soft-sided swim bait that you put a beast hook in. The 6-inch takes a 6/0 beast hook, 3/8 ounce, and it comes through grass really nice. So I played around with it last year when I was down there with Brett Anderson, and had several big fish. I missed one right at the shore. I don't know how big that fish was, but he looked giant. He T-boned it, and had a couple other ones that, raked the bait. They didn't have the bait fully. I might have set too soon, because when you're fishing swim bait, sometimes all you feel is that tick, and that's the first chomp. And then, you wait until the rod really loads up, and then you sweep set. So I got a little excited on the first one.
Listen, all these adventures that you're going on this year, Eric, I hope when it's a Monday night, we can maybe get you on the live stream still, and maybe these anglers you're hanging out with could join as well.
Yeah, that could be cool, man. Yeah, I think Zott is Kramer. I mean, if anybody knows the Potomac River back in the day, Kramer dominated, and that would be. I suggested him as one of the guys you talk to for local sticks. He'd be a good one, but there's a lot of great anglers. So as far as the Potomac, he's one of the. I think he's one of the top.
Very cool.
But yeah, I don't know what our cell signal will be down there, but yeah, I did that with BA. That's the one time I came off the water early to get on the Monday Night Live, and I had to eat, and somebody was pissed that I was eating. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
chomping on my steak, my
get
freaking
mad.
cold
You're
steak.
You're worse than BTC sometimes. I think every once in a while. I mean, it's hard to.
Worse than BTC? I rarely eat on the show. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, when you do, it's loud. Your almonds.
My almonds.
Power bars.
Power bar. Yeah. Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, and then I'm going to Pickwick in March with Salzy. I just booked him for 4 days, so in Gunnersville. So that's going to be a good one.
Very cool. Doing everything I wish I could.
Well, I mean, I want to do it with you. We still have the chance. I'm hoping we're going to do it.
Listen,
I don't know. You said you're going to get in touch with Rick. What happened to that?
We're working on it. In fact, I'm going to see the boys at Monster Bass on Wednesday. I have to
All
fly
right.
down.
So I will expect a call Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. You let me know.
Yes.
And hopefully you give me some advance notice where I can join the call and we can actually hack this out and get a go, no-go decision. Because I'm going to keep booking in 2022.
I know you
I've
are.
said
And
before.
2023 and 2024 and 2025.
You damn right.
You leave me?
No, not at all. No, you can come with, man. We'll just have to do low budget Legendary Lakes. But, you know, you've got some restraints there. But you should focus on the business, man. But I'll be out there. Maybe I'll just fucking push the live button and just let it be sloppy. I'll just publish sloppy YouTube videos. Maybe that's the new thing in YouTube. No slick editing, just uncut, raw dumbness. What do you think? Who would watch? I don't know.
I don't know. Someone will.
Hey,
we'll figure it out.
Hold on. Let's see how I'm doing on my first unedited video on YouTube. I've got, hold on. Let me get the update stats. It's the Crankbait. If anybody wants to watch, it's called the Crankbait with a U, show in apostrophe tell. And we tested out that.
Okay. Listen, we gotta move forward here, guys. Real quick, Eric, I got to fly down and hang out with the Monster Bass boys on Wednesday. I get to go to the forecast isn't looking good, so that's why I'm not too excited. But I'm going to be fishing down Chickamauga this week. 22 degrees is the low at night, so those Florida strain bass should be cooperating, I would assume. It should be a good time. But I fly out Wednesday, and we'll spend a couple days down on Chick this weekend. Next week, Monday, of course, next live is going to be the VIP membership. You guys know you can sign up for that. JP's going to be hanging out with us. JP's also been bugging me here. He's texting me. JP and I are working on putting together the Smallmouth Crush, and we're not sure what we're going to call it just yet, but the Smallmouth Crush Open Bass Tournament up on St. Lawrence River, Lake Ontario. I think that's July 24th, if I'm not mistaken. It's the day after the ABA, so anyone in that area, mark your calendars. I'm trying to get Eric to come up July 24th for the big Smallmouth Crush Open. And we're going to have some very cool rewards, some good prize money. I'm hoping, I can't guarantee anything, but I think we're going to hopefully have about $15,000 for first place if we do this right. Don't quote me yet. We don't have sign-up forms. We don't have anything yet, but I just want to kind of get the, throw a little
get the
teaser
word
out there, if you will.
Get the word out. Yeah. I mean, you got to have people kind of put it in their calendar if you're going to do it.
That's right. That's right.
Heck yeah, man. And, it sounds like an awesome time.
And we'd love to have you. Alex, what's new with you?
Nothing much. I was telling you, like I said before the show, school just started up last week, so I'm getting my schedule refigured out. Got to get back in a little routine here, but I just got 4 more months, and then I'm out of here. Excited for that. Bass U's been really busy doing virtual seminars last weekend and this weekend. So yeah, a lot of busy stuff going on, and I get those shirts up on the website, like you said, this week, and hopefully try not to get too overwhelmed with all the stuff I got going on right now. But I think I'm doing a good job keeping it under control. At least I'd like to think so.
Cool. How'd you like that grass ripping seminar with Ike?
I didn't have a chance to see it yet, but that was, of all the seminars they had that weekend, that was one that I had my eyes on that I really wanted to go back and watch. And they got another good round of them this weekend. I can't remember all the guys right now. Patrick Walters is one of them. Hank Cherry's come on live tomorrow.
Nice.
But yeah, they got another good lineup coming this weekend. So if you were on last weekend and you enjoyed it, go over there, sign up, and they got some more good seminars coming at you this weekend.
I did the first one, man. It was really awesome, man. It took like 10 pages of notes, dude. Learned a ton.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice thing is, they'll put them up on the Bass U site later too. So even if you didn't have a chance to check them out this weekend, you'll still be able to see them later if you remember. So
I'm going to watch.
See all of those.
I'm going to watch, man.
Very cool.
Sure.
Well, without further ado, let's bring our first guest of the evening. I just threw these up again, guys. We had some interest. If you're interested in getting your Smallmouth Crush merchandise, that's how you do it. Let me know what size: medium, large, extra large, and double X as well. So let's see where good old Dan is lurking.
I'm here.
Welcome.
Hey, there you go. How you doing, guys? Hey,
good, man. How are you doing?
Welcome.
You sound like you're from the Northeast.
Yeah, just a little bit. Get that Massachusetts accent going.
I love it. I love it. Listen, man, you got like a big show coming up in a couple weeks.
That's
That's a
right.
big
New
deal.
England Fishing Expo. And you'll be there front and center.
I will.
Yes.
Before we even get into the things, Eric will appreciate this, but people are going to buy their ticket, walk in the door, and the first thing they're going to see is Smallmouth Crush.
Wow.
Like literally right there. And all of that has transpired in the past few years because I remember when you moved east and you had 300 YouTube subscribers.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, that was a while ago. And
It's amazing.
Man, look at you now. Great job. Kudos. I dial in whenever I can, and you guys are really doing some good content, and it's just awesome, man. You're doing a lot of good stuff for the sport.
Appreciate it.
Cheers to that, man. Couldn't
Nice.
agree with you more, man.
I was thinking of what some topics we could talk about, regarding the industry and whatnot. But I really want to, before we get into that, Dan, if you could just kind of take us back to how this all got started. And I know you're in charge of more than just one show. You got a lot going on. Tell me a little bit about that. How long have you been doing this?
Okay, so in 2012, there was the show in Worcester at the DCU Center, and it stumbled upon some hard times in the few years prior than that. It was one of those shows that I grew up going to literally since 5-6 years old. It was a rite of passage every single winter, and they filled up the arena. I mean, bass boats, the best seminars. It was fantastic. And then over time, the whether it's the promoters or just a change of times, they started to let in a lot of trinkets and like jewelry cleaners and windows and Owens Corning insulation. Some of the things that I'm thinking of, or people like Spin the Wheel and Win a Cruise. Just a lot of garbage. And as a hardcore fisherman, it just was like, this is pathetic. And it wasn't just me. I'm talking before I bought the show. The reputation really went down the toilet as far as going to a show and what it used to be and then what it became. So when I bought it in 2011 and I ran the first one in 12, I ran it there at the DCU Center at the same location for 2 years. But the reputation had become such that you really got a mix of people. There were a lot of people from the city who just didn't have anything better to do. And a lot of people traveled to get there, but they weren't hardcore. They weren't buyers. They were just like, hey, there's a show downtown. Let's go check it out. And that's not a good formula because vendors need to, they spend a lot of time, a lot of money to get there and set up and sell their items. So, if they're not making money, nobody's happy, right? So I moved it. I moved it to a few towns away and into a smaller venue. And the whole point of moving it was, being a marketing guy and working in agencies as a career in marketing. I figured I need to rebrand this thing and get it back to the core. So that's what I did. And it took a couple of years to build it, get it back to just really fishing vendors, rods, reels, tackle companies, retailers. And then I took it a step further and I really wanted to get creative and some of the things that you guys talk about, not just to have like the Z-Man there or the Zoom products or the, some of the major brands, which is fantastic. But I wanted to get a lot of the custom makers there, the custom lure manufacturers, all the hand painters, all the garage builders.
Hell yeah.
Whether it be plastics or, swim baits or just crankbaits, jerk baits, spinner baits even. We got a guy from Rhode Island that makes plastics that are great. We got Somatis is there too. Mayo's Baits,
Yeah.
Radfish. I mean, there's just so many. That Crazy Hick and to name a few. And then there's the custom spinnerbait guys. So there's a guy from New Hampshire, Rocky Ledge. He makes spinnerbaits there. And in New England, it's like a thing. It's a brand that people want because the guy's proven over 25 years that he really builds nice stuff, right? So a lot of guys come to the show for the big brands and for the rod companies that are there. I think we have about 7 or 8 major rod companies setting up there this year, and that's about average. And another formula that we've done, and I guess it's okay because I'm just open with everybody and other promoters that are dialing in or whatever. I mean, I really have designed a show where I want these guys to give deals. You know, everyone needs to make money, but at a show like this, you know, people come to the show and they expect to get a deal. They want to buy that rod that, you know, is $199, but at the show it's like $30 less. You know, something to get them not only through the door, but you want to spend your money, you want to travel, you want to go to a show, but you want to leave with good stuff and you want to feel that you saved a few bucks, right?
Heck yeah. Yeah, man, I love it. There used to be a show, you probably know if you've been in the business, the Timonium Bass Show, man. And when that thing closed down, it was like for the bass community here, it was like somebody died. So
Right.
Richmond was a huge show back in the day. They brought Richmond back, but I love Timonium, man. And especially when you'd go and you'd see the Garage Craft guys, man. You know, Bob Allen used to be there, man. Bob Allen, I mean, he was incredible. I got to meet with him, talk to him about his custom balsa baits. I mean, that was the magic in the show for me. And obviously a deal, right? If you'd walk out with something that was good. But just like you said, man, over the years, you started to see this like fringe element come in and it became less about fishing and more just about junkiness, right? So I love your angle. I think bravo, hats off, man. I wish I could make it up. I've heard it's a great show. Love what you're doing. And especially that the little guy gets to present his craft to the bass fishing or the fishing community, whether you're salt or fresh, man. It's outstanding.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. We and you touched on that. It was built as a bass fishing show, and it still is.
Yeah.
But because of the reputation, and I'll take it, we have some really good saltwater lure manufacturers that have now jumped on board. You know, plug makers, people with custom-made Danny's pencils, poppers.
Oh.
And like I said, what I really get juiced about this stuff because you see it in the swim bait community, which is awesome. We have about, I don't know, 6 or 7 great swim baiters, but the saltwater guys have been honing their craft for years, building these custom plugs that swim just right. You know, for us, it's at the canal, right? Cape Cod Canal, whatever.
Right on.
You know, so to see their work and what goes into it, and to Eric's point, to help out the little guy, I've just always been a huge believer in that. And, you know, I'm giving these guys a platform to come where they might do 2 or 3 shows a winter. Other than that, they might be in their basement. They might have a small website, but it gives them an opportunity to shake hands, meet their fans, meet their customers, post it on social.
Yeah.
And hey, man, if they can make $1,500 or $5,000 or whatever that may be on a 3-day show, that's big for those guys.
100%, man. I just bought some swim baits from a guy up in Mass. I didn't even know about him. He's going to the show. And what's a thought? Here's a thought for the people that can't make it. Like, I'm not going to be there. I know it would be a big production to do a virtual show, but just something that like rolling through and showcasing those so that I can go on my phone. And if a guy's baits, like the swim baiter that's there, I see it, I'm sure he's going to sell out, right? But now I know him and I can connect with him and talk to him about it. So it's just a thought. I you know, doesn't have to be big or fancy or huge. And
well, Dan actually does a heck of a job. I've been to a lot of these shows. The social media presence. Dan, you're like live sometimes, right? Or I see you making videos throughout the show quite a bit.
Right.
Well, hell, I
Yeah,
gotta follow
I
you,
mean-
Dan. Then what the hell, Travis?
Yeah, definitely
Well-
definitely not at smallmouth crush level. But I do go live. I mean, I'm not setting up cameras in my bathroom or anything.
Hey,
Travis, I saw that thing a couple weeks ago. You had like 9 cameras through your whole house. That's crazy.
Well, we're trying some things
What's
here.
his social? Can we put it on the screen for people so they can follow him? Because I'd like to follow you.
Yeah, heck yes.
What is it?
Alex is gonna get that up, but yeah, go ahead.
It's New England Fishing Expo.
Oh,
And on
on
Instagram,
sorry.
Instagram, it's NE Fishing Expo.
NE
as in New England.
Thank you.
And then on Facebook, it's just New England Fishing Expo. Yeah, give us some likes, give us a follow. We do have,
You are.
Speaking about the vendors, also, when I downsized, and I say downsized because this venue is pretty unique, where what we do is have a really big family party. All these vendors come, and Travis has been there, so he knows. So you show up and you unload on Thursday morning. We literally set up all day Thursday, and then you set up Friday from 8 to noon. Then we shut down for lunch. But more importantly, these guys are all in the complex. So literally, every room is booked. We sell out the hotel. They've got a restaurant, bar on site, 2 bars actually, concessions, and people just from all walks of life in all segments of the industry hang out for 3 days straight, just doing nothing but checking out each other's products and talking fishing. And this is the part that the general public doesn't see, where, because obviously it's usually after show hours and so forth, but it's really a neat thing that's going on.
I love it. It is my favorite show I do every year. And listen, you got some amazing guests. I know I'll be, besides Smallmouth Crush, you got some other heavy hitters lined up. Give us a few that you have that are going to be at this show.
Well, probably for the first time, I tried to get him last year, but Fat Cat's coming up.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And yeah, he's a character for sure.
We had him on the show, man.
Yeah, so he'll be there the whole show, and he'll be doing tank demos and hanging out. And of course, Cash and Rods has a double booth, so he'll be there. And we have a lot of Travis will be up on the tank, and then we have classroom seminars for fresh and salt. Again, where we are, you gotta have these striper seminars, because it's just there's so many striped bass fishermen where we live. So we have a few saltwater seminars. And the bass elites, unfortunately, Travis, and you probably know this, but I struck out with a lot of the big bass elites because their first event is 3 days after the expo, and the pre-fishing cutoff days are during the expo.
Oh.
So anybody who's in the elites is not coming. And then MLF was, or is, I think 2 or 3 days later. So I've got a good handful of guests. I've got a lot of local talent. I've got a lot of freshwater and saltwater guys, and a lot of regional bass guys, basically. And also, in full disclosure, this year planning the show, we have like 140, 150 unbelievable vendors. I'm so excited. We sold out like we always do, which is great, and I'm very thankful. And they're all good vendors. But I was hedging my bets because of the COVID thing. Like to line up these pros and spend, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grand, whatever, whoever, depending on who it is, and airfare and hotels. And then a lot of these contracts are like either guaranteed or half guaranteed, or once you shell out the money. Same thing with marketing. I've shelled out a ton of money, and I'm thankful the show is on. It's definitely on. It's 100% on. I've been adamant about that. We're doing the show. We've all had enough, right? So, but I was also I'm in a really difficult situation where if you spend money on pros, spend money on marketing, spend money on anything, and then it didn't happen, that's just throw it out the window, right?
Yeah. No, I totally get it. It's gonna suck because I was hoping we were gonna have another casting contest with some of the pros. I remember last year.
I remember that one.
Steve
Yeah,
Kennedy
that was good.
And,
yeah.
Heck, man, I remember some of those a couple of years ago. Zell Rowland and myself at the bar until 2 a.m. I mean, those are the conversations you don't have, anywhere else but there. So it was pretty special.
Yeah. And Matt Herron, I think, was the following year.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Kennedy was really good. Zell, of course, legend. Boy, I tell you what, that guy flipping into the little cornhole at his age, still doing it, and still the precision. That was pretty nice to watch.
Crazy, right?
Yes, it was. So long lines. I mean, when you go there, I was blown away was the fact that people line up for hours before the doors open. I'm not trying to scare people, but there's a line, right, Dan?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's how it used to be in Timonium, man. You'd go, and Richmond, dude, it was like you had to. I mean, if you wanted to get something good, you had to get there early and wait in some cold temps.
So Dan,
but it was worth it.
What's the hot, what's going to be if someone's thinking about going there? What is the hot booth that they need to go to first, in your opinion?
Well, we got Piz coming from California, and
no, what?
Oh yeah, Piz with the chew toys. So that's going to be big.
Travis, you need to go see him before the show starts. And
Okay,
get yourself
I'll take my notes. Okay,
get two.
How much money am I going to need to bring along?
I'll tell you. I'll send you the money, Venmo, so you can be ready with my money.
Okay.
So basically, the hottest baits around right now, though, we do have Piz, and then we got Lanciotti, Psycho Gills.
Psycho.
Yeah, so Joey's there, Sherpa's there, OD
Nice.
Rat.
Damn.
We have, and this is another thing that I haven't been able to touch on yet, but MGC Fishing is the swim bait connection in Massachusetts, and actually probably the country, right? I mean, that's their thing. Okay, so they have a whole room that is nothing but retail items, regular weekend warrior fishing items, all the way up to the highest end, swim bait, rods, reels, etc. And so even if the swim bait maker isn't there, we have 5 or 6 or 8, whatever, setting up as booths, OD Rats, in this room, they've got every single swim bait made on the pegs, the K9s, the Toxics, to name a few, popular brands, whatever.
Really?
They've got it. They got the PB Rats. They've got, throwbacks are kind of a hot one now, and so forth and so on. So their room is, and Travis has seen it, their room as far as fishing tackle, just to throw a number out, they seriously probably have a couple $100,000 worth of fishing tackle set up. It's nuts.
That's incredible.
Yeah, no, they do. It's going to be a great show. I'm seriously looking forward to it. I can't wait. I wish Eric could come up someday.
Someday he'll be there.
I'll make
You'd have
the
a
pilgrimage
blast,
one day. Oh, I'm sure, dude. That's my jam. You know that.
Oh yeah. No, I enjoy really. Basically, I have a pretty large presence in the Northeast as far as the viewers and whatnot, because that's where a lot of my content's shot. So that show's pretty amazing with just meeting everybody bombarding you and talking with you. And I got it pretty much made because I think I'm next to Beast Coast, right? Is that where you have me set up this year?
Yeah. And Beast Coast. I mean, that's just a vendor that, I know that you worked on that jig with them, but Derek from Connecticut, we live very close to each other. He's over the line in Connecticut. And that's a great brand to use that as an example, similar to you starting out with 300 YouTube followers. And now look at you, right? Beast Coast was just a little tiny, went to like a Saturday fishing show for 3 hours and hoped that he made $300, right? And his products over the past few years are just sought after by legit pros and tournament anglers all over the country. And nothing warms my heart more than to see him in that double booth just peddling baits and high-fiving, and it's great. And I guess the same thing could be said for Samatis is right in that room too. He's behind Beast Coast next to Buka, the Bull Shad guys. And so Travis, you're in a crazy room. So
I love
in
it.
your room alone, you got Fat Cat. I don't know if you can handle it, but you got Cash and Rods with the double booth. You got GW Customs, which makes all kinds of rods. You got Samatis, Beast Coast, your booth.
The heat.
I can't even. A couple of custom makers are in that room, and
that's going to be crazy.
It's just going to be crazy in there.
How about is Wheaton's Lodge coming?
Oh, Patrick, yep. Patrick has been asking about you.
My boy.
He's got the double booth front and center in the big room like always.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll be there. And then a little bit of a twist this year, the Ben's Tackle Shack, my son's store that you see me online, hustling for. And I know the Real Shot is where we prefer to buy our baits and get the 15% discount with Travis Manson. So, and they should do that because those are your boys and that's your shop. And I really applaud that. But the only reason I'm telling you about the Ben's Tackle Shack is my son graduated college. He decided he didn't want to go to work in an office. So he started this tackle store because we love fishing and we're all about it. And Tackle Supply Depot, who did the show for the past 6 or 7 years, is going out of business, sadly.
What? Dude, I used to buy from them. That was like the OG of the OGs for me.
Wonderful.
Dude,
people.
like they had stuff that you couldn't find. They had some Northeast anglers, dude, that would like that's how I learned about drop shot, and I read like their little newsletter. I drop shot it on the Potomac in like 94 with a bullet weight and caught him as a co. That was a great store. I love that store, man. Damn.
Oh, yeah, they're the best. And there's a long history there. I mean, Sandy from Northern Bass, she started out in New Hampshire.
Northern Bass Supply, right?
Yeah, was there for 40 years. I don't know. And then it became Tackle Supply Depot. And it is kind of a sad turn of events, but they're not coming. So I said, okay, I can reach out to another big tackle store somewhere in New England, and hopefully they can come and set up. Or we're going to give it a go and let my son run the show and still peddle a bunch of tackle and make a go of it, right?
Yep.
So, but yeah, I'm very sad by the news of Tackle Supply Depot. On a good note, the owner has another successful business and he's doing very, very well. So that's a good thing. And he's just kind of decided that, he's going to focus on that business segment, which is guns. He does a lot in the guns and ammo and the customization and that business for him is just NGZ has just been off the charts. So, I feel bad in a sense that he's getting out of the tackle business, but I'm also very happy for him that he's got another business under his belt that he's doing very well at.
Right on.
Very good. Before we let you go, Dan, you got a few other big time shows going around in that area. I'd like to share a little bit about those as well. I know you have like one just solely on swim baits. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So we have after the Box Pro show, the New England Fishing Expo is always the last weekend in January. Then we got the New Hampshire Outdoor Expo, and that's in the middle of March. And Travis, you haven't been to that one because I think you had a conflict the last couple of times with tournaments or filming or something. But I kind of decided that for New Hampshire, we made that more of an outdoor show. So there's definitely a lot of fishing, but it's kayaks and hunting and archery and knives and camping gear and tents and basically legit outdoors. So it's a totally different vibe than Box Pro. You know, Box Pro's hardcore fishing. New Hampshire is everything outdoors. You know, people come and have a great time. And then in April 9th and 10th in Marlboro at the Royal Plaza Trade Center, and that is the Northeast Swim Bait Expo. So we just launched it. If you're into chucking big baits, it's going to be
I know a
really
guy.
good. You know, we have the Gathering down in Virginia, which Wayne does a phenomenal job with the Swim Bait universe, and
Damn right.
and that whole crew. It's an awesome thing that they're doing down there.
You got that right.
And we decided to do this in April up here for the Northeast. We've already got about 40 vendors signed up.
Wow.
Big names. Yeah, big names are coming from all over the country. And part of the reason why we did that is actually, if you give me one more minute, I'll tell you a quick story. So in 2017, I said, you know, I should probably do a swim bait expo, because it's one of those things where, and I've heard you talk about these things too, Travis, where you just have that moment, you know, it's like 2 a.m., you roll out of bed and you just have this like, man, I should really do a swim bait expo. That'd be killer in the Northeast. And then I launched it with the website, and I built a Facebook page in April of 2018. But then we had a couple of tough years with, we tried doing a show up in Messina, and I tried one at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, and that was at the casino. And we just found out that again, it's all about the crowd. That was the wrong crowd. Those weren't outdoorsmen. Those weren't fishermen. They weren't there to buy. They were there to go to the casino and see what was going on. So the reason I tell you that is that didn't work. But I lost a couple of years, and then I just said, you know what? It's time. We're going to launch the Swim Bait Expo Northeast, and so far the feedback's been phenomenal. Vendors that are emailing us, yeah, it's going to be really good. And you know, we need one in the Northeast. If you really look at per capita, and I've done a lot of this research, and Mike at MGC and I have talked a lot about this. If you look at where these swim baiters are selling and shipping their baits to, and frankly, even a lot of the big name makers, it's Massachusetts, it's Maine, it's New Hampshire, it's Vermont. It's an East Coast thing that took over, you know, over just the past few years. And I remember real quick when I was with Okuma for years, going out there with Mike Bennett and Mark Rogers and Davey Brown, that whole crew. But I went fishing with Mark Rogers in Diamond Valley Lake and some of the lakes out there. This is 2004, 2005. I'm dating myself, but we were throwing like 14, 16-inch triple trout. It was insane. And that was just the California thing, right?
Yeah, those were saltwater bait. I mean, saltwater bait started it all, bro.
Yeah.
There were no big baits in freshwater until people started throwing the ABT stuff or whatever it was. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And that really took, well, I'll do the math, but if you think about it, it took a good 14, 15 years to hit East Coast, where guys, meaning like elites and so forth, were starting to throw big baits, right? Crazy. And nice. Now everybody's got, I just saw a picture online the other day, Hank Cherry, and I know Steve Kennedy's another guy, but I just saw Hank Cherry at the Bullshad booth, and he was loading up on big swim baits.
Wow. Cray.
True. Very good. Oh man. I listen, I think what we're gonna do, Dan's, we're gonna do it right. Maybe next year. Next year we'll plan a little bit ahead. We'll get Epic Eric. Heck, we'll bring Alex in. We'll bring in the whole Smallmouth Crush crew, and have a huge bash. I'd like that.
That'll be big. We'll do a big party there, and we'll be all set. And hopefully, maybe Epic Eric can make the Swim Bait Expo. I can't let the cat out of the bag right now, but we got a couple of good guests already lined up. We're gonna have the swim tank, and like I said, the Swim Bait Expo is gonna be good. But before I go, I did want to say that Steve from Binsky, your next guest, man, I mean, what can I say? But they're the best. And I'm very glad and honored to be on the same show with him, because I've thrown him forever. and we stock 1,000 of them, and they're just phenomenal. But I'll let him tell you about those.
Heck yeah, man. You got that right.
And listen, that they don't, people don't realize this isn't something that you just work on a few months before the show. This is something you do every day to prepare for a 3-day event. Is something that you're constantly working on. So I think you're one of the hardest workers in the business for sure. And when it comes to putting on these shows, I wish there was more guys like you running all the sports shows, all the fishing shows across the country. It'd be pretty cool.
Well, thank you for that. It is a lot of work, but it's really, like they say, when you're passionate about something, and I've always said I'm just an average angler, weekend warrior, but I just love it so much, and I love everything about the industry, and I love, I'm just one of those guys like YouTube. Even at the store, I'm just watching fishing videos. I mean, who does that? Crazy people like us, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much, guys.
Heck yeah. Well, we'll see you in a couple, not a couple weeks. We'll see you, I guess, next week, late next week. I'll be there Thursday.
Man.
And you booked your room, right, Travis?
I'm in. Yeah. Show starts Friday. What time?
Friday at 1:00. The line, speaking about the line, will start at probably 1 a.m. I'm getting text messages, Facebook messages.
1 a.m.
Oh yeah, there will be guys in the parking lot. There's guys with insulated ice shanties and Mr. Buddy heaters. It's true.
Insulated ice shanties.
They do. They set up. They set
a
up
hole in the
woods.
asphalt and fishing in China.
There's guys that come from
you
all
can
over.
get there,
They sleep in vans. It's nuts.
Right.
That's so crazy, man. That's cool. Well, Dan, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. Thanks for the stories, man. Bring it back to Timonium, man.
There we go.
So I don't have to drive 10 hours, man. Bring it back to Timonium.
You never know. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Nice
All right,
work
Dan.
out there,
We'll talk to you.
We'll see you soon, Travis.
All righty. We'll see
Take care, buddy.
Take care. Take care.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, totally,
Dang.
man. Swim Bait Expo. He's a smart man.
I'm stoked. Looking forward to it. Let's roll on. I was going to take a quick break. I do got to grab another seltzer water, but
okay, you do that. I'll show a few baits while you're out there getting the seltzer water.
Let's bring Alex in. We got to talk about the super chats as well. We're giving away a MonsterBass bag tonight full of some extra baits and lures, a hat. Heck, in light of tonight's next guest, we're going to throw a couple Binsky's in that giveaway as well. So
nice.
There you go.
Now we're talking.
I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna get into it. You guys, carry on. The show going. Yeah.
Thanks for the instruction, Travis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show a couple because I had a couple of requests. Somebody said show a couple crankbaits, so I'm gonna show off a little TK artwork, man. TK Stanley at Tacklecraft. This is one of my sneaky little crankbaits. Who can name it? Who could name this crankbait? I'm not going to reveal. That's the green pumpkin crawl. That's the fire crawl. And then, of course, this one's going to be a dead giveaway. You guys know this one, of course. Come on, Alex. You know this one, right? A lot of guys love these crankbaits, man. Old butyrate. The first one's a little single ticker. It's a little sneaky bait, especially on early spring riprap. One of my faves, man. So who knows it? Who knows it? Alex, you got to know this one. Come on, man. It's repainted, so it might be a little trouble, but the dead giveaway is the little ball in the lip. Let's get the magnifier on these paint jobs. What do you think, Alex? Let's put it to work. Let me see if I can get it right there. You can see let's get this red one in, man. I'll show that one again. Who's got it, man? Yep. You got a JP. Oh, well, there was a bunch of people that had it. What's this first one, though? I don't think I've seen anybody come up with this first one. I'm not going to reveal it. Nope, not a walleye diver, not a bandit. Nope. Not, yes, you guys got the Rebel We Are, not a Salmo. Anybody? Anyone? I'll leave it up there for the lookers. TK, don't say. How do you like that? I got the light too. Let's see. Does this light make any difference? Oh, look, I've got the light. You see the light?
All right. I saved by the
Ain't saved by shit, man. People love that stuff, dude.
come on, bro.
You ain't saving nothing, man.
I had to do a wardrobe change, and I also want to share with you a little something special I got in the mail the other day. Rather Ned. TK.
What's on the back?
Well, that is the back.
Oh, that's the front. Okay, gotcha.
Because I would rather Ned.
Well, we all know that. Nice. TK's the man. Look at that, man. That's the print craft. If you guys are interested in getting yourself some printed shirts, man, check out the print craft on Instagram. That's TK's wife. And since TK knows the person at the print craft fairly well, and once again, kudos to TK on his new baby. The Bean has a sister, Mary Curtis. You knew that though, Trav.
Of course I did, Eric. Of course I did.
I'm sure you did. Anyway, man, nice. I like the hoodie, man. Make sure you reserve an XL for me. I'll expect that on our next trip.
I got you.
You're the man. You're the man.
All right. Man, we're running late. What's up with this? Good stuff, by the way.
Man.
We appreciate it. Our next guest, I've caught plenty of fish on his baits, and I'm excited to learn his take and just how he fishes these so effectively. I mean, I'm always learning. Everyone's got a different way to fish a blade bait. Everyone's got a story. Everyone's got a situation where, whether it be, fish it real, finessey, small movements, yo-yoing it, straight retrieves, all kinds of crazy stuff we hear. And they're extremely effective, not only in cold water, although they excel in cold water. There's been a few people, it's kind of kept on the DL. These baits will work in warm water temperatures as well. So let's bring the man on. Welcome.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Doing great, man.
Can you guys see me all right? I look all blurred. I look like
you do. You look a little blurry.
I look like Candyman or something.
Is it, you got a lens wipe or something? Maybe it's the lens. There it is.
Look at that.
What was that? Did you do that? He's got a magnifier too.
All right. I had the man with no face.
Dang.
It's that on the down low. You can't even see the designer.
Blade Master Central, man. I took so many notes the first time I heard you talk about blades, like pages. I was just writing it down. I'm like, no way. He's not saying that. And I got to tell you, I employed some of those techniques. So thank you, man. You upped my blade bait game. I can't wait to get the refresher course tonight.
You are an OG Binsky fan. I'll tell you that much, Eric. Man,
yeah.
You've been on us for a while.
You knew my first order. It was large and heavy.
Yeah. Did you call me when you first ordered?
I did. I called you direct.
Where I was standing when you told me how you were. I think I told you. You realize that's like $300, right? And you were like, yeah. I think so, right?
Yeah, I know. Good thing when I see it, man.
That was a long time ago. We just came out. You were on us fast.
I was quick, man. I pride myself on looking for the best baits in the biz. And, after reading up and looking at how your bait was designed, it made complete sense to me. It's got a lot of things I look for in a blade bait, but I'll let you take over, man. Tell us about the Binsky.
Yeah. When did this?
How was it born? How was it born, man? Let's talk.
First, you kind of even said it one of your first statements, Travis. I think it is probably, tell me what you think. I think top 5 underrated techniques there is in bass fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Top 5. And I don't know. I just fell in love with the technique. I just think it's such a fish catcher. And then, reading articles and publications every year, I was like, man, these articles are lazy. They're typical. It's the time of year, and it's a couple paragraphs. Yeah, you snap it, 12 inches, blah, blah, and that's it. And then, some of the best blades on the market, one of the, by name, by their own admission, was saying, well, our half ounce is the most popular size, but the quarter ounce has the best vibration. How's that? Why would you market like that? You can't get it more consistent. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And the other thing is just visual appeal. I thought you could have functionality and visual appeal to go together. Some of them function decent, but the look wasn't real great. Like if you're not an avid blade bait fisherman and you're in a brick and mortar shop and you see a blade, you're not going to buy it. So I thought I could make a better functioning blade with what I knew I thought it needed and with a visual appeal. So at least
I would say that's pretty visually appealing right there.
Unbelievable. The colors, man, that blue, it's blowing my mind. The releases.
The purples become some of my customer favorites. Some guys I know locally, they're like, that's become my new favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, you know, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And then came out with a prototype. Pretty much it was like the first prototype. Nailed it. And took it out. And then I was like, all right, obviously I'm going to have an opinion on it. I made it, but I don't want to be too biased. So I gave it to some guys I know that, you know, religiously fish the Winter League. And they were like, dude, this thing, like the last 2 Winter Leagues, pretty much lit it up. They're like, they gave me the green light, you know? So we just went for it, man. And then on the prototype, before I even had a finished one, I caught a 10-pound walleye on it in a lake that doesn't have walleye. Got into the Delaware River water exchange in a reservoir I fish, and I thought I had the record smallmouth when I hooked it.
Oh my God, you found the one walleye that lives in there is 10 pounds.
Yeah, and I released it and got a replica made of it.
Unbelievable. It happened to me with a channel catfish in Swan Creek, man. I thought I had the record bass going and didn't roll one time, didn't act like a catfish. We saw this, it was muddy water. So you see a little bit of that white. I for sure thought it was a bass. No,
yeah,
it's a
what a bummer.
But we ate him.
Yeah, but you know, so my biggest fish after designing the Binsky and fishing it a couple years in a row, my biggest fish every year is caught on a Binsky.
That's so cool.
My biggest largemouth to date is 7 pounds in New Jersey on it. And last year I had a 6.5 smallie. I thought I had the record, man.
Wow.
Boga grip.
What's the record?
7.2, I believe.
Oh my God. It's like 5 more crawfish, man.
Yeah, fish was a beast. I caught it November. First week.
That would be something, man, to own a state record on your lure that you designed.
It's gonna happen, man. You know,
I love that confidence.
Very
dude.
cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
Wow.
Listen, we're getting a lot of comments already. So I know Alex is in the background. Matthew's got a great one. I want you to keep going though with the story and try to you know, I don't want to just jump in here with drill you with a bunch of questions. I'd love to learn the way you feel this bait is most effective, what types of conditions, what time of year, and how you typically fish that. And then let's let the viewers chime in with all their questions.
It's known for when the water gets cold, obviously. I'll speak real quick on the other times of year, right? I fished a tournament where I won it. It was a club tournament, and I was able to catch and cull up with fish that I caught on a long gravel point in deep water in the summertime after I finished beating it to death with a Carolina rig.
Wow.
So it was a good follow-up bait. You know, you can catch it on the summertime. And I've seen guys that I know that are confident blade baiters throw it in the summer. And we pass by each other on the boat and they're like, just a nod, you know? They're like, we're the only ones doing this, you know? So guys do that. In the wintertime, especially a herring lake, when they die off a little bit, I'll move into where I know they're going to set up for wintertime and I'll start picking apart that ledge. But a lot of times they move in suspended and then they belly on bottom. So a lot of times if I don't get them working right away, I'll reel up and my rod just loads up because they moved in, but they're not settled down yet because they'll still chase a little bit, you know? So they're up in that water column. And then, you know, I always cast out first. Because a lot of times it's just like, I don't know, drop shotting. Like they don't want to be, I don't know, just the vertical presentation looks different. They don't want to be on top of them. You don't want to be on top of them. So if I'm real snaggy area, I'll fish off it. And then if I dial them in, I'll move the boat slightly up on a little bit to minimize snags. But I'm careful and cognizant of if that bite dies off a little bit, you know, they want that down that ledge. And a lot of times guys just tight line it too much. And I'm smoking them from the front of the boat. I'm like, I'm not backboating you, man. I'm watching you. And you cast out. And do you look at the fish finder and where we're sitting? We just went from 40 to 50. And you're just tight lining 30 feet. And then fish are just watching it go by. That's the biggest mistake is tight lining a blade.
Okay.
You know?
So just walk me through what the proper cast would be with this. So you make a long cast.
Yeah, I don't try to go too long. I would say like 50, 60 feet, maybe max, because you don't want too much stretch, especially if you're deep. You know what I mean? You want to try to get as close to them as possible, but being off them, and make sure you cover every part of that ledge if it's a steep drop, because you need to know where they're at on it. Because a lot of times you could feel like I'll come off a deeper part of that ledge and I'm maintaining my slack. And I just know if it's like a different dip than I felt on all the other steps, it's like going down your steps and everyone's 2 foot and then there's a 4 foot step. I'll like wait, because sometimes it's on that one step. I'd be like, ooh, that was different than the last couple pops. And boom, fish loads up.
Wow.
You have to use that bait as a hand and feel like I've been blading and it's firm, but all of a sudden I feel like an extra hard spot. I feel through my rod tip and I'm like, ooh, hard spot. And like textbook. Right on.
So that begs the question on your setup.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your favorite setup for Bensky. If I could only fish one setup, I know you probably have a couple, but let's just talk about the one go-to. What is it, man? Start at the top and go straight down the list.
I use a 7-foot medium Kistler. And I use a fast gear ratio, especially nowadays, you got 9-to-1s coming out, but you have to at least go 7-to-1 because it's a slack game. You know what I mean? This thing's metal. They're going to spit it out in a second, or they're under the chin. So you better, as soon as you feel that mush, get a good solid hook set.
Wow.
It's not like soft plastics where you keep getting in them. You got 2 max. One little
9-to-1. Crazy.
Slack, man. Especially if it hits on the initial fall.
Yeah.
You just get down to the bottom and you're 50 feet out. Here's the big thing. Everyone uses braid to a feeder. I don't.
What do you use?
Dude, I either use a copolymer or mono.
Copolymer. Okay. So like, what's your copolymer? Because, man, I find it a little kinky, but what's your favorite limp copolymer? We're talking about wintertime for me.
That's why I don't like fluorocarbon. I don't like how it's just it's too, you never know when it's going to break. And honestly, I go not by the textbook here. I go by my experience. I don't lose a lot of fish on it. It's going to happen because the way they hit it and flat on it. But if I use a copolymer, I like Gamma, and I don't use this brand a lot, but only their copolymers, their P line.
Yeah.
The P line, I use the copolymer, and then I'll do like Gamma is what I stick to, like monofilament.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Gamma's badass line. What pound test?
I like 12.
12.
If I got to go heavier for real snaggy, maybe I'll go to 14. The big thing with line is know the difference. With a blade, it's going to act different. My brother's going to kill me because he's probably listening, but we fished and he would not get off braid, and I caught 13 bass to his 1 pickerel.
My God, that's crazy.
Just like anything, you crankbait, you tie one on, you go like this next to the boat and see what it looks like. Pay attention to if you're going to change lines, know the difference of how it's going to react. Less stretch. If you're stroking, you better know what that stroke translates down deep.
That's
just
a great point.
Carolina rig in Texas, man. You're doing like these sweeps, man. That same thing, that bait's going flying.
Yeah. Great point. Great point.
You better know.
So is that a spinning or a bait? Was that a spinning or a bait? That was a bait caster, right?
Bait caster.
Your setup? Okay.
Caster. I throw spinning sometimes.
Okay. Why? When do you throw spinning? Because I'm thinking like, oh my God, if you're in 40 foot of water, you're casting out, you got to freaking like, that would drive me a little bit nutty. Yeah. I mean, so why do you pick a bait caster over a spinning rod?
You can get that fast gear ratio.
So if you had a spinning rod that could pick up as many inches of line as that 9-to-1 per crank, would you fish a spinning rod?
Probably.
For the free fall. Okay. I'm just curious.
I never, it is such a habit. When I cast out the bait caster, I go like this, and then I have a habit of going like this.
Yeah. Like you're pulling like.
Right. I just a quick little flip, and then I just pick it up right away, and I follow the bow as it's falling. I do not, you know what I mean? If I'm not following it, I tight lined it. And it's that second or two of tight lining, that bait just came flying back at you. And you're going to pass.
Very interesting.
I've fished behind guys and caught plenty of times.
So what are some of your standard retrieves with that? And I know it's different. I mean, let's stick with kind of colder water
Yeah.
temperatures
Yeah.
right now.
I'm with you, Travis. I'm with you on that. Then I want to talk about the summertime stuff and what you might have done.
Yeah.
I'm so curious about winter first.
The big time with the winter is, again, everyone looks at it. It's like a flat piece of metal. Like, you got to keep it moving. No, you don't. You better let it lay.
That's the thing that blew me away the first time I heard you talk, was how you leave it on the bottom. That was like the big epiphany. The thing that I walked away with the most is people move their blade bait too much. They overwork it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, watch a fish in a fish tank, right? You got to think that blade came down. Quincy's got that vibration. It's vibrating. A fish, you're not landing on them all the time. Sometimes you are because you picked a good spot, but you're calling them in. And what happens when you watch fish in a tank? You call them in. They're horizontal. Then they tilt on it. They look at it. You move. They flash on it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we hook so many under the chin. You can go fishing some days, man. You're hooking 60%, 70% of fish under the chin.
Yeah, I think the biggest experience I had with that was I went to a gin clear pond, super cold. The fish, literally, I had a tube with a rattle with a bunch of scent, and it's gin clear water with some turtle grass on the bottom, 3 foot. I could see everything. I'd cast and I'd lead the bass. I'd leave it sit, this tube, and I'd be hiding behind a tree, and I'm shaking it. And it took them literally, if they were 3 feet away, a minute to get over there. And then they would do this. And then they would start finning like they were excited. And then I'd just shake the tube a little bit and they go and suck it in. And if I wasn't on the hook set, it was out of their mouth. Like they went poof.
You know what I do? Some juice there is I do the dangle, which is I'm
What do you mean?
Well, if it's calm out, I drop a Ned down and I reel it off the bottom as I'm casting and fishing. And you know, Travis, you're a huge fan of live scope. I heard you talk at the Suffering Show to my buddy.
What?
And you got to remember, live, everyone's getting too confident in that live. Live doesn't show true bottom.
Yeah.
So I do a dangle. When I'm watching, I'm dangling, I'm casting, I'm watching my screen, and I'll make fish rise up. And fish expose itself. A lot of times they just move up, but they won't go on the plastic. So I just drop the Binsky down and then boom.
So you cast the net out, let it sit on the bottom. Straight down, and then you like shake it. Are you on the bottom?
No, I lay the rod on my deck while I'm fishing, and the bait.
That's awesome.
So I just use it to expose fish, and then when I see them, and they're just curious, but I drop the blade on them, and the action just, that strike by recognition, that vibration, that's going to get them.
All right, so let me ask you a question. You make your cast.
Yep.
The blade's falling down. Let's say you've made bottom contact with the blade, because for me, I'm just taking it from a reference of, where I fish, what I'm doing in the winter. I'm pitching to objects where bass hang around.
Yep.
The blade, makes it to the bottom. If you were me, what would you do next? It hit bottom.
It hit bottom. I would do a quick flip right away. So if something saw it and it hit bottom, you showed a sign of life.
So let me ask you a question, because I've counted the number of the burps. How many burps, for those that don't know, have never fished a blade, if you're paying attention, you got good line and good rod, you could feel it. Is it 1? Is it 2? It's hard to do 1. I can get away with 2, but 3, 1, 2, what?
Yeah, when it falls, when it first hits bottom, just do a really slight one, small, because you don't want to cover water. You're just trying to show that fish something hit bottom, and it's got life.
So
I would do that, and I would let it sit.
For how long?
These temperatures you got right now?
No. Let's say I don't go out and fish when it's this.
No, I want to know these temperatures as well.
Okay, good question.
When you're getting down into pre-freeze, but 38, 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
Let it sit. Show sign of life, and then, but you have to experiment. You never know. These fish, they're not. You've seen pictures of fish bust through ice, they're a lot more active than you think sometimes. It all depends on their mood. It may be the tiniest of windows, but when they're ready to eat, they're ready to eat.
That's true. I've seen that in cold.
So Eric was getting at. Eric was probably referring to more of that 40 to 50 degree.
I'd say, that's when I'm out there. Yeah, you're right, Travis. Yep.
You're so confident in a blade, I would do this, but when I'm blading, I know I'm confident with it. So I have multiple on my deck. I don't mess around. No time taken with switching. I don't care if it's clip. I got a 1/4 ounce. I got a 1/2 ounce. I got a different color. There's 6 rods with the Binsky on it. So I'm throwing the 1/2 ounce. I'm throwing the 1/4, and you never know how they're going to react. So maybe they want the bigger size, but a lesser, not aggressive vibration. So I put it in the first or second hole where it's like an inconsistent flip. Same thing with like the real far back hole. If you go back to the fourth, if you're doing it vertical, sometimes it almost kicks back because it's so far back in that bait, it almost kicks back.
Wow. Oh, wow.
But sometimes you just want to flip. That third hole is for the most consistent vibration and hardest vibration. And that's what I recommend to new guys who are starting out so they can get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go real calm conditions, quarter ounce. It all depends. There can be really weird and be real cadence specific, you know.
Cadence specific.
Oh,
Let's get to cadence, because for me, like, bass fishing is about depth, speed. You always hear depth and speed, but what nobody really adds to that is cadence.
Yeah.
I saw days like with the Rapala minnow, the balsa minnow, I would have to get the right cadence to get the fish to bite.
Yeah.
So depth and speed and cadence. So let's talk about cadence, because, you know, most people, it's like, all right, I've done the pitch, I've done the little pop, and then I'm like, wait, and then I go pop, and then pop, you know. So talk to me about cadence.
One of my go-tos, my default to start.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the Binsky, which I feel it engages fast.
Yes, it does.
So
it's super responsive.
I just pull it, and when I feel it engage, I just do a pull. That's my go-to before a snap, honestly.
So you're pulling the bait, not snapping the bait.
Yeah.
And okay, wow.
So I engage, and then you experiment with height off the bottom. Again, make sure you know. A lot of people, you got a 7-foot rod in your hand. You don't realize what your stroke is. If you don't pay attention to this stuff, you're sweeping that thing so freaking high, man.
It's crazy.
You've seen fish, especially during a spawn. I've seen the spawn progression where it's like the bass, they're eating and they know where they want to spawn. And then the next week I go and it's like there's a barrier. You throw like a spinnerbait where they were crushing it last week and it's like a wall. They chase it and they hit that. It's like an electric fence. They stop. You do that with your cadence. If you don't experiment with that, you're stroking that 7-foot rod. You don't realize what your sweep did, and you're way out of the strike zone. You didn't give them an opportunity to investigate, engage, and eat it.
Investigate, engage, and eat in blade bait fishing is a really good way to look at it. Interesting.
You have, I think, and again, a lot of people, all the articles you read, always snap it 12 inches. I'm like, you could do more. You could let it. No one spoke to letting it lay there and just doing a sweep and small pops, and then, you know, work from there.
Sure.
The big thing is this time of year, you know, how many wintering holes could you have in like a certain area? There's only so many. So be patient and work it thoroughly. I mean, I fish a lot of electric only lakes. So when I decide to move across the lake, I could be talking a half an hour.
Wow.
So I'm fishing every way.
Yeah.
You have
interesting.
And I've been fishing there and letting it sit, man. And you make sure you have to manage your bow. You got to watch that bow. So it's just barely that bow. And I've been talking, or I'm looking at my fish finder, and I could see my line just went like that, sitting on bottom.
Wow. It's the fish ate it.
Sitting
crazy.
Or
you got to really watch. So you say you're having a conversation. So that means the pause, how, like, if it's colder in that 40 degree to 50 degree range, let's say it's lower 40s, is it a 5-second pause? Is 10 seconds too long?
No,
is 20 seconds, 30?
Yeah, 15, 20-second pause.
Okay, that's an eternity. Yeah. Like, I don't know how many people have actually tried dead sticking anything.
It's just
we're so rooted in quickness and fishing and impatience, you know, I think especially today, but it's a lost art. And that is true. In my book, that's true dead sticking. That's just hard to do. Just
dead stick it, and before maybe like let it dead stick, but again, it like invoke a lift on it. So like put enough pressure so the blade just goes like this.
Oh god, that's so crazy. That would be cool to like experiment in the pool and look at and see what that feels like, right? And like, did your bait move? Did you just lift the blade? That's so hard to do, man. You got to be in tune.
Think of that, because think of like what this replicates. The blade bait is strikes by definition, right? I mean, the fish recognize it. It's just like, if you ever been fishing, everyone's had the experience where they caught a bluegill and they're fighting it and the bass comes up and eats it. It's not immaculate conception, man. The bass has been there the whole day next to that fish, but it recognizes something. It's opportunity.
It's in trouble, sure.
When I'm fishing a blade, I'm looking at what percentage can I get the highest to 100% of that bass eating it. So if I'm doing all the things right and I'm getting it 80% of the way there, but the guy in the back, because of his cadence or not watching where he's casting, he's only 40% of the way there. So I'm getting that fish to commit, and you got to think of what those baits look like. And when they're falling on the bottom and they make that flutter to try to stay alive. And then when they get down in the bottom, what are they doing? They're doing that breathing, right? They're just they're sitting there tilt, and then they'll do another flick, and then boom.
I mean, last time I was out, I was doing some drop shotting, and we blade baited, and I want to be a better blade bait fisherman. I'm still not. I'm like a very average or even below average blade baiter. I swear. I've caught some great fish on it. I do get bit when I pick it up. I have some frustrations with it, but I was drop shotting, and literally the bites were ultra light, and it was like 5 minutes per retrieve to get those fish to commit. And you clearly saw there was a feeding window. And once that feeding window closed, they were done. It was amazing. Yeah. So that's winter fishing to me. It was patience, dead sticking, bottom contact, coming over a drop. You could tell exactly where they were. I was that in tune with it. There's no way I could have got a blade through there, because it was basically a brush pile with rock. Now, I mean, I probably could have pulled it out, but I mean, I don't want to lose $20 of metal. I'll give up the drop shot weight.
I know. $20 so easy. That's the biggest thing with these baits, man. If for anyone buying them, you're going to lose them. I'm not worried about it. You're eventually going to buy them from me. Dude, if you don't have a plug knocker, you're killing your bank account. Like,
can we talk about the plug knocker that you use? I got a cheap one for people. I buy a 2-ounce weight from Bass Pro Shops, and then you can clip this little brass thing right here, and you can put yourself a snap on it and then slide it down your line. It's pretty cheap. What do you use? Do you use the more expensive ones? Because this is the quick down and dirty one. It works a lot of the time.
Homemade. Get a broken rod, put a rod tip on the end of it, right after the reel seat. Put 50-pound Dacron or heavier on it. But with the depths I'm fishing, man, I'm doing like a 5-6 ounce weight on the end of it.
Oh, that's right. You couldn't get the 2-ouncer down there. Okay, I gotcha.
It's just
you're just using a weight. I mean, right? Just a lead weight. Is that what you're using?
Yeah. So I take a bank sinker, saltwater bank sinker.
Yeah.
And cut the one end off and get some putty cement. So because the lead's so soft, right? Get some screw eyes to put in it. Put in one end to tie it off. Put some on the side that you can run the Dacron through, and I put like 3 inches.
Very cool. Very cool.
And make yourself a couple extra knockers, because you're gonna
lose the knockers too. Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, I've calculated $70 to $100 in a day we've gotten back.
Isn't that incredible? It's true. I mean, this little deal right here has saved me a ton of money on crankbaits. Like, a Binsky is what retail? I don't know even what they cost.
Well, right now it's going up, man. We just got hammered.
But, dude, lead is out the roof. I talked to a lot of bait makers, man, and the price of lead has gone up. It's stupid. But anyway, this is cheap, right?
Right. To your point, too, fishing a brush pile. I've had this experience. I was fishing, I wouldn't even call it a brush pile, a couple sticks. I saw some fish straight down. I dropped my Binsky down and literally reeled it off about 2.5 feet off the bottom, just let it sit like this. Fish came up and ate it. Didn't even move it.
Well, we didn't have live scope. There was no live scope on the boat that I fished on in the winter. I fished with my buddy Tim, and he doesn't have live scope. We got Mega 360, so and they're not moving around much. So I'm not watching the fish, but I understand the cover because we're looking at the cover, and then I'm feeling it. To your point, you really have to be in tune with the bottom when you're blade fishing.
You find those hard spots this time of year.
Money.
The spots are supposed to be money.
Like I came off that brush, and then I could feel the tungsten sinker hit it, and I'm like, there it is. Yeah. And just like softly, like bow in the line, I could feel that bait move, a little bit of current, and then all of a sudden mushy and pull or a tick. And it was, a 5 and a 4, and then probably one that looked like it was 7.
I've been with my buddies, and I'm like, ooh. And they're like, what, fish? I'm like, no, bottom. Boom.
Yeah. People want to know where the Binsky name came from. I've seen that question about 1 million times. So we gotta talk about it.
Everyone thinks it's my last name before they know my last name. Dude, I just had I was fishing with my buddy here in New Jersey, and he just couldn't pronounce something, and he butchered the hell out of it. And just having a goofy day out of the water, and Binsky stuck in my head. I mean, in marketing, SKY, they're letters that look at KY jelly. They stick in your head and it resonates. And what happened is I always used to go to this bar for happy hour. Back in like 2008, and I would see some of the bartenders I became friends with, these girls, and I wouldn't see them for a couple weeks or a month or something. Like go back to happy hour, and they'd be like, "What's going on with the Binsky?" And I'm like, "That's why."
That's so crazy.
Doesn't even care about the sport. Doesn't even remembered it.
No, we're getting a lot of comments. Where can these guys get these? Where's the Binsky website? I'm gonna have Alex put that up here shortly for you guys. I'm bombarded with questions just by myself. Let's play this. Let's try this game. We're gonna go real quick answers. Okay. I'm gonna read off a bunch of questions. Just give me a one sentence response. Okay.
Sure. Speed round.
And then I got to dig a little deeper here. God, it's gonna be hard. So I want to say standard size. What are you? I know.
If you're starting out, half ounce.
Half ounce. Okay.
Half ounce,
Colors. Now you make, obviously, I mean, my experience, gold, silver, and then now we got these. I mean, dude, you sent me like a black, like what the heck?
Black and blue for you, baby. Look at that, man. Yeah. Green pumpkin goby.
Even though we're not like other blade companies, we don't have a million colors because I don't want guys getting into it, get overwhelmed. I don't come out with a color unless it's legit. You can see the spectrum.
Yeah.
There's no slight variables. I don't want to speak on behalf of someone's bank account. I don't want to do that to our customers. I want to have a good relationship with them. Like, so perch, obviously, if you got a lot of perch, northern lakes, gold, silver, good for that tan trick water, the tan water. Silver, herring lakes, goby catches on, chartreuse black, big, for smallies sometimes and lake trout. But there's a purpose for them all, but that's why there's only a few colors.
Okay. So here's the question. If you could only buy one color, one color.
I'm just going to say gold and silver are the most popular.
Right.
Okay.
Gold,
And now I got to say, between gold and silver, you got to pick one.
Gold for me.
I know, right? What is it about gold,
silver,
man?
Most
yeah.
Out there, man. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, silver though I think silver sells more because I'm literally, sorry to say, I'm like practically out of half ounce silver.
Wow.
I got
all right. Get on that website quick if you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Can you fish these in current?
Yeah, I get guys that fish them in current. Yeah. I mean, guys fish them, I think, on the St. Lawrence, don't they?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys up there.
Yep. These are just some questions coming in. I'm just
shoot. I used them a couple of weeks ago. We're getting stripers in the river up to 17 pounds on the 3/4 ounce Binsky. So on moving tide. So
crazy. Tips for people that have challenges with the line wrapping around the hooks. The bait getting fouled. Don't slackline it.
Don't slackline it so much. Semi-taut, but just enough for you not.
Boy, man, that is so hard, man.
There's a fine line.
There's a fine line for sure. All right. Any modifications that you've done to the Binsky or have you seen that really got your attention? Meaning you're the maker, you're the creator. You've probably spent more time with the blade than anybody I know or anybody I've read about.
It's great because the Binsky, you don't need to.
I love it.
Do none of these bendy tricks or bull crap. I will tell you something. It's like what you got to bend the shit out of it to have it vibrate. No. It's gonna vibrate the shit out of you.
Honestly, so guys, look, I know a little bit about blade baits, and I don't know. And Steve said this, and this is a really important point. It is the most responsive. The parallel to the crankbait world would be as soon as you engage the reel, you can feel that crankbait thump. Does that make sense? Or a spinnerbait vibrate. The vibrations of the blade, you feel it kicking. It's like a counter-rotating blade, right? You really feel it pulling. That Binsky starts quickly. It starts up the vibration quickly. And I think at some level, you tell me if this is correct, because I'm not a blade bait maker. I didn't design the Binsky. You did. The thinness of the blade super helps in the design of everything you got going with 4 connector points in the line tie. But is it the blade? Is it the thinness that helps with the vibration?
Well, we knew where to put the holes, right? We just we're in a knockoff and said, hey, this bait's got 4 holes. Let's throw 4 holes, and their balance is different.
Fire crawl.
The Binsky's got the juice. We can't spill it all, but it's the juice. I will tell you too, hooks. Everyone you see on forums, they get real into hooks, but you got to remember, I feel that we chose the right hook. If you can go more stout, but you have to understand every little bit of gauge is going to delay it slightly. So you got to find out what you want. Look, I was catching those stripers 15, 17 pounds. I broke off 2 hooks. So I was using a double hook on both. I fished that bait all day. So you have to fight the fish properly too.
Right on.
So I don't sacrifice, I don't think, quality in the hooks. I think we chose a good level hook for the Binsky. I mean, if you want to change them, a good Gamakatsu needlepoint is decent.
Number six would be the size I'd pick, right?
Yep.
Okay, EWG or round bend. I see you have round bend stock. All right, would you have one? If I had to replace my hooks on the Binsky because I broke them off, I caught so many damn fish on this Binsky, right? Or I bent the shit out of it, pulling out of a piling. And now I'm going, damn, I bent it back too many times. I'm changing my hook. Would you put an EWG on the throat hook and then a wide gap on the back? If there's, tell me.
I just like a general round bend.
Okay.
That's what I like. And I tell you, a modification, I don't want you to lose your question there. I think a cool modification is a dress treble in black. Interesting.
Wait a minute. So black what?
But here's the thing, though. You can't overdo it. Like, don't use a material like take it off a Mep spinner, like any kind of deer hair or something like that, because it's going to deaden it out.
Are you talking about okay, so let's hold on. Give me 1 second.
Don't overdo it. Because if you think about it, when you walk the bank, what catches your eye? The tail of a fish. Not
sure.
The head, right? It's the tail, that little black.
Would you talk about you're saying black marabou? Or
black marabou will work, but don't go overwhelm it. You just need a little bit.
Dude,
put it on there and trim it
think
up.
about that. Oh my God.
Well, put that on a silver Binsky, man, with a little black tail, man. Looks just like a tiny minnow.
Holy crap, that's beautiful. That's brilliant. I mean, if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen marabou breathe underwater, there's zero material like it. You can use craft fur, but I prefer marabou.
So again, not sure how many people you got watching. This is another juice. I hate giving it up, but I throw a teaser on my Binsky, and I've caught largemouth 5 pounds on it.
Teaser?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I put a teaser up on my line above the Binsky.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of teaser?
Like a front runner?
Well, yeah, here's the key. Just in line, like it's drop shot.
Yeah.
The ticket is the material. Rabbit.
I'm a fur and feather guy. You're talking about like a zonker strip?
Just hold on a second. I thought I had them here. Yeah. See?
What? This is like Patreon shit, Travis.
Yeah, I know.
So I'll be paying you for this shit, man. See that right there?
That's what I was gonna show.
So this is literally right here. This is the one. This 5.25 pound largemouth.
So, all right, how do we buy those? For those that don't have all the gear and material, why isn't this on your website right now?
I know, because I didn't want to give it up, man.
Well,
hey, Steve,
I didn't make it.
Steve, does that have a weighted eye on it? That's a clouser, basically, but it's tied different.
It did, just because of the guy I got him from. I don't need it. It's just
right. You would just tie a hook straight, and that would be your basically inline drop shot teaser. How far up the line are you doing it? 6 inches, 4 inches?
Experiment. No, I'm going like 2.5 feet, 2 feet.
Oh, you're really going up. Wow, that's crazy. It's like going to Carolina Blade.
You never know. I'm thinking in my head, I might call the fish in, and he might choose not to go on the blade. Why not call him in, and he'll just suck up the teaser? Screw it. I caught him either way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
the marabou dressed feather is just ridiculously
to me, it's like
a strong idea.
Like you could use like another teaser, but it's just to me the rabbit, man, in the water, the way that thing looks in the water, man.
They're nothing like a zonker strip. Nothing. I mean, rabbit and marabou, it's beautiful.
It's juice, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I'm throwing this thing. I'm throwing that one. I'm going to throw that as a teaser right up there. I'm going to trim that baby down, man. That thing just goes.
Yeah, trim it down. You subtle.
I'm blown away, man. I knew I would be.
So guys, some guys are saying this may be illegal in tournaments and stuff like that. Typically it's 3 hooks, right? So when you think of a teaser, a lot of times people think of a front runner I'm just thinking the spook. So if you have the Super Spook Junior with 3 hooks and in most states where it's 3 hooks only and ran a teaser, you would have 4 hooks and it would be illegal. If you got the one knocker that has 2 trebles, just like a Binsky here, and ran another hook, you would be legal. Does that make sense?
The Super Spook Junior only has 2 hooks. You're talking about the Super Spook.
The Super Spook, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I get. No, I understand. What not for the teaser, just in line with like you were trying to drop shot. And so now your Binsky is your drop shot weight. So look up how to try drop shot and whatever knot you prefer.
Okay, so besides, obviously, you have a huge presence here in the Northeast and up in smallmouth waters, but where are you sending these baits? All over the country, I would assume?
No, I mean, look, I got a demanding hell of a full-time job, man. I'm exhausted, and I'm in supply chain too, so I'm getting
Really?
my ass here. It's bad. Yeah, that's
Oh.
why, dude. I've gotten fishing tackle to my house every day last week except for one because I'm not gonna run the supply chain this summer. No way.
Good
So,
for you, man.
What I would say is I only sell to a select few. Like we got in a tackle warehouse pretty early through a connection, so we sell to them. Plus, I think to us that is the standard in the online market. So when people see, oh, they're on tackle warehouse, they're
Sure.
legit.
Yeah.
But I sell to a couple tackle shops, and then mainly off the website because it's just
Okay.
again for a side gig, the margin is so small.
Well, what I was actually getting at is your customer base all over the country. Correct?
Oh, it's yeah, it's big Northeast, but I tell you, with just word of mouth and stuff, we got fans out in like California, man, Kentucky, in Texas. I get guys that are using them, I guess, for spots. But it's funny with just using social media and word of mouth, the customer base. I mean, I had someone call me and said, "Yo, man, it was getting around that a guy, Larry Nixon was fishing in FLW, I think it was, and they're like, dude, the guy on the back of the boat put in 20 pounds on the Binsky."
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I talked to a lure manufacturer last week, and he goes, dude, that story's true. We're in Kentucky,
wow.
and we're catching them on the Binsky, like right now. So we got Montana, Minnesota. I got some Wisconsin guys ordering up, but it's what the problem is. Blade baiting is such a secret technique as it is, and then you get a bait like ours who's not plastered everywhere. I've talked to guys in like Arkansas for like a half an hour, and then they're like, "Yeah, man, don't tell anybody." I'm like,
Right.
"Yo, man, you gotta hook a brother up, man. I need some word of mouth, man."
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah, that's the tough part about having a bait that's so effective is people don't want to talk about it.
oh yeah, it's tough, but
Talk
if it's a side gig, I'll take it. Slow going.
talk to me
Yeah,
about
man,
fishing.
Go ahead. I just want to tell them about the first day that I took
ahead.
Dubinsky out.
All right.
Literally first pitch, I got a 3.5 pounder, and then I went into a marina and just destroyed them. And Pete Gluzik was with me fishing the competition, and he's like,
Dude, you gotta get Pete out of the Binsky wagon a little bit more, man.
I know,
I
know, right? I know.
I gave him a bunch at Ike's house, man. I know he's got them.
Dang it, Pete. Get on the Binsky wagon.
I mean, BTC is.
Oh, we know that's a fact, Jack, man. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Talk to me about fishing these in grass.
I did get a couple orders from Florida, and someone told me that's becoming like a thing down there. I don't, I'm fishing grass edges, some healthy grass in the wintertime and stuff, but
For sure.
That is becoming a thing. They're just cranking them and ripping them, I guess. But I've had a few orders out of Florida, and someone that was down there was telling me, they do it.
What about for schooling fish? Schooling fish.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, just cast it, bust it through them.
A mile.
Drop
Right.
that down a little bit, get
Mhm.
right beneath the school, man. As soon as it separates from the school, they'll jump right on it.
Yeah. I mean, in the fall on the Upper Bay, great story. People usually wait till the winter to bring them out, but we all got our ass handed to us in a Wednesday derby. A guy brought out the blade bait in September when the bay anchovy, which is about that big, and it maps to your 1/4 ounce Binsky like perfect.
Yeah.
You could even throw the half, but he just wore us all out. I mean, just smoked us.
I'm experimenting with like a homemade thing that can't speak to it right now because I'm not sure, but maybe offline I'll tell you to try it, see what you think.
I will
Especially when you're
definitely.
fishing, might do something.
I like that.
I
Thank
haven't
you.
tested enough to be like,
Okay. I'm all about new stuff.
Weird,
in the Bass
yeah.
Lab, man. Oh, dude,
weird
yeah, for
alterations.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure, man. For sure. I've done some weird shit with Binskys, man.
Yeah.
Plastic tails on the back. You would just look at it and go, "That's just dumb."
Yeah.
I should go get the box. I found it in my garage because we're cleaning up, and I'm like, "Damn, man, I made those, man." Because you there's so many great things about the Binsky already, but I'm like, "What can I do?" Here's another question for you: Have you ever experimented with the double hooks or the single hook on the back? Just the back, the inline hook on the back of a blade bait.
Yeah.
For really snaggy applications. No bueno, good, not.
I don't know. I have an endless supply, even though it kills me when I lose them. Just the more hooks, the merrier for me, man. Like, again, you know, they flash on it, and sometimes you're barely getting trophy fishing with the skin hook under the chin.
For sure.
No.
Opinion on the guys that throw it on 65-pound braid with number 2 gamakatsus on it. I got my ass beat in a winter tournament, and the guy goes, "That's right." I'm like, "What do you do with a frog rod and 65-pound braid and them 2 number giant gamakatsus? Why don't you just put a snag hook on, you bastard?" He goes, "That's right. I won. I don't care how I caught him. I got him." I'm like, "Well, congratulations, congratulations, Tony, you snag master central."
Were they hooked in the back and it looked like you were in a bunker?
I mean, 65-pound braid with number 2 gummies. I'm like, "You're not even trying to conceal it." He goes, "That's right. I'm proud of it." Well, you take your trophy home, man.
Number 2 gummies side by side is bigger than the bait.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It looked ridiculous. He had it on a 1/2-ounce blade, too. I'm like, oh, my God. It might have been a quarter. It just blew me away. It wasn't your bait, by the way. You know, it wasn't your bait. He would never deface a Binsky that way, right?
Yeah, don't deface it like that.
Yeah, hell no. Not a Binsky. It wasn't a Binsky. I'd have cut it off and broke his rod in half if I saw the Binsky.
How about ice fishing? Got a lot of questions about ice fishing these.
I got customers that use the small 1/4 ounce. I don't ice fish. Like, once it gets frozen, I take a break until, because I'm balls to the wall once that water opens up. So I take a good 7 to 8 week break myself. I don't ice fish. So
what?
I got guys that do.
Obviously, I picture your boat fully rigged, a bunch of Binskys ready to go. What's another technique you love besides the Binsky?
Ooh, any technique besides it? Poof, man. I've caught some big fish, and I'm torn between Carolina rig and trapping.
Carolina rig, and nobody throws the ball in chain,
dude.
Let's explore the Carolina rig a little bit.
I mean, dude, I used to fish Lake Fork a lot, man, and me and my brother take trips down there. Yeah, dude, I got a share lunker. Only guy from New Jersey to get a share lunker.
Wow.
Texas.
I wonder if anybody's got a share lunker out of Maryland, because I'm headed to Fork on the Legendary Lakes tour.
Oh, what time of year?
I don't know, but me and Travis are talking about it. Hopefully, it's one of our pilot episodes.
That's some experience, man. I sent the guy one time. He was a Binsky fisherman, and I try to connect with a lot of my customers. We got a long conversation. The guy was like, "Hey, man, my wife is letting me go to Lake Fork. I can't wait. Dream trip." I was like, "Send me a map, man. I'm gonna mark it up for you."
What? Wow, dude, that's awesome, man.
In 2000,
back to the Carolina rig, though. You got to talk about the Carolina. Why is that one of your 3 things, man? And try,
man, catch big fish, man. That lizard. I tell you what, your bait junkie, which you can't get no more. I got a case of them, man. They're all over my house. I could decorate the house with them. It's Yum Salamander.
Nah, come on, man. I got some. I got a whole tray of them.
So when it's too calm, you don't want that. But when you can drag with some speed and you got some wind and some, water, dude, that double-tailed lizard, I don't know why Yum stopped making it. What the hell's wrong with them?
Interesting, man.
But I like Carolina and that lizard, man. I've got some big fish. When I used to tournaments, won some tournaments on it.
What's your rigging setup, man? Talk to me about that.
So I go long leader, man. First of all, like a 3/4 ounce weight, because I want to feel everything. I want that dragging on bottom, even if I'm in 20 foot.
Yeah.
Like a 4.5 foot leader, man.
Wow, it's really long, dude.
Well, dude, if you're gonna go short, throw a football jig. That's the thing,
Fair.
Some pros would tell you that, if you're gonna go short, and then, in the springtime, when them fish are cruising, they're looking to set up a little bit of speed. You know what I mean?
Okay, keep that thing moving.
But I don't know, man. Just caught some big fish on it, and I don't think everybody's throwing the Carolina rig. I mean,
no, they're not.
Around here, you go over 15 foot, guys are like, "Oh, what do you do?"
Too much effort for sure. I mean, dude. I mean, you can rig grass in 4 foot of water. Nobody does that. There's lots of variations of it, right? There's finesse Carolina rig. There's your traditional Carolina rig. Tell me about your setup in terms of like main line to leader. You talked about the 4.5 egg sinker. I'm guessing traditional, or did you switch it up? In later years,
tungsten came out. I switched tungsten, obviously.
Okay,
but I'm going throwing 20-pound braid and maybe a 15, depending the 20-pound leader.
Big game.
Yeah.
Mono.
Yep.
Okay. And what's your hook choice?
That's another big thing too, man. We're just getting the world of soft plastics. I can't stand it when I see someone throw a low profile bait with the EWG. I want to scream.
Yeah, right.
Like, why do you want all that bite? I know you're going to go through the bait, but you don't think a traditional round bend is going to get through a lizard that's that high.
So what's your favorite hook these days for rigging?
I throw I like just an owner round bend.
Mm-hmm.
4.0, 5.0 on that lizard.
You're talking about a J bend, regular J bend hook,
yes.
or straight? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man. I mean, it's all, EWG's all the rage. I don't particularly love them. I think a J bend, straight shank, if you can get away with it, man.
I just think if you've got a meaty bait, there's some big, thick creature baits. Yeah, that's the EWG, but a 5.0, man, just coming in through a slim bait. I mean, think how that looks on the bottom, man. It's like
man,
lizard's dragging an anchor.
Nobody throws the lizard anymore, man. The lizard don't get no respect, man.
Well, that, man, and the Zoom French fry.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, right. Pumpkin with the dip chartreuse in the spring? No, never.
Are you sea rigging that as well?
Hell, fucking yeah.
Am I what?
Carolina rigging that as well?
Oh yeah,
fucking right.
Oh my god, dude! Dude, Lake Fork, man, throwing a French fry like this in the spring, man.
Dude, the Zoom double ringer was also another little meaty.
Oh
crazy
yeah, the double
one, man.
ringer. Yeah, double ringer worked.
Yeah. A double ringer is a great little bait, man. It's so crazy to me that those do nothing baits catch them as good as they do, but they don't get any respect because they don't look sexy. And think about it, the simplest of colors, a green pumpkin. It's just like, I mean, but think about the effectiveness of a 4-inch Senko. Essentially, what is that? It has a little shimmy, right? But not like a 5.
What about a Ned? Like, I can't stand now the Ned creature. No, it's not. It's not a Ned. It's a tiny creature. The Ned is the do nothing straight worm.
It truly is, right? It's the OG.
Creature.
Yeah, it's the OG jig worm, man. I mean, it's crazy, right? If you look back, I think about some of the most effective things I did, back in the day, and I stopped completely throwing them. I used to throw a 4-inch power worm on an Oldham screw lock jig head and wear their ass out behind people. Wear them out.
You know what I still have is the 8-inch man's jelly worms thrown on a weedless hook.
Yes. I used to throw the 6 or whatever the smaller size was when I was a kid and just reel that bitch, with a little swivel up, man, and put a kink in it. That thing would corkscrew through the water. I'd watch him come eat it.
Just a weedless hook on it. I mean,
simple, man. Simple. Just nuts, man. Isn't it crazy? And then all this advanced stuff is coming out. I'm guilty, man. Guilty as charged.
Me too. I mean, I could talk to you for hours, but it all circles back. And I think lately now, especially pioneered by the A-rig, is a lot of stuff is inspired by saltwater. The new stuff is freshwater.
Interesting.
A lot of saltwater stuff.
Interesting.
It's just become so boring. You're talking about the shows, dude. I used to go to Timonium.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, dude. I used to go to
that show.
Park Hall when I was 5 to the show.
Get out.
And they had the metal tin and the jointed bait where the guy used to go like that. I mean, oh yeah, man, dude. My brother's 9 years older than me. He got me into fishing. I remember getting yelled at 4 years old because I wasn't working a head and hula popper right. Like, dude, I bring Bass Pro Shop to school memorized.
That's so crazy.
The
hula popper. Who throws a hula popper anymore? I caught so many big pond bass on a damn hula popper, including the baby one.
I do, man. The skirt rotted. I just got a butt.
They got a hula popper like 2.0, man.
Yeah,
like,
I say with the feather
legit.
marabou crazy treble.
Yeah.
Wasn't on New Baits, Travis, on Tackle Warehouse, the hula popper? Like 2.0, like you said, new.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Who out there has caught a bass in the last couple years on a hula popper?
I don't know. I think everybody graduated to the chug bug after the hula popper.
Yeah. But I mean,
or the Rebel Pop Bar. Because we used to use the Rebel Pop Bar because the orange mouth. Because at dusk, you see that little orange mouth out there. So you see that.
God, man. Or how about the jitterbug? Anybody throw a jitterbug anymore?
You know what? The jointed one.
Oh my God, it's a good one.
The jointed one and what's the color? The dog pattern. It was like a down.
Coach dog.
Was it Coach Dog?
I think it might have been Coach Dog, but I don't know. I don't remember the colors. I just buy them and throw them. The one I bought the most of was probably the frog pattern. The green back with a bullfrog. It looked like a bullfrog.
all the new baits are just coming out fancier. Like all the JDM is just reincarnations of those older baits. Just
Isn't that the truth?
Look at all the walking baits, the duck and the bat and all that. They're crazy crawler.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It is souped up crazy crawler, but monster sized. It's nuts, man. Everything is new again, man. Old is new. It's so nuts, man. It's really wild. But I really would like to go, like, this little crankbait right here. I showed it earlier, man. TK Stanley painted a tackle crab.
Norman?
But it is a Norman. But what Norman is it? I don't think people. This is the sleeper of the Norman lineup. I don't think they make it anymore.
Yeah, because everybody, everyone was a little end or deep end,
Yeah, right. But this had a little bit of sauce to it, man. So anyway, sleeper bait. But I want to go out with Travis and just shoot an entire episode using, like, not an entire episode, but like, okay, if the crankbait bites on, I want to bring out some old school crankbaits and see what, like the mud bug, with the metal lip, right? But a fully painted version. So like the mud bug reimagined. And we went to a New York tackle store and we got some Hottentots, and the Hottentots in colors that are the thin fin still works. I caught so many freaking fish on the thin fin, man. I never throw it. Anyway, I just think it would be really, really fun to do a vintage one time. Just freaking try it.
I concur, man. That'd be fun to watch you guys do that.
Just to see what happens. We're not tying any freaking, JDM square bills on, man. We're going out with old stuff, reimagined, maybe souped up, some old stuff that's not been repainted. Old butyrate plastic with the lead knocker and just like, can it work? Or the metal lip, get on some riffraff, like, that's just been pounded by other people and dig that thing through. Think about the noise that metal lip would make going tank, 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 like just crawl that sweeps. And I think they would eat the hell out of it.
And you losing that OG bait on camera just because.
I want to hold on. I want to throw this one, man. Check this badass bait out. This is a big one, man. I put some orange dots on it too. Look at that mud bug. I cut the hooks off. I put split rings on it, so I'm ready to go, man.
How about I want to?
Wow!
But look, it's painted, man. This thing would like. Wait, I mean, listen to the knocker. Listen to the knocker. I got a whole box of freaking mud bugs. That's a big ass crawl, dude. I think I catch me a 5-pounder.
Go bigger and throw the hellbender.
They're sitting right there waiting, man. The bobber. What the hell? I'm going out of my mind. It's the winter dope. The pig. I love it. Razorback. Whatever it's called.
But that color. Find that
color.
Got this in the mail. My brother, I got this, man. Man, it was a struggle to get it.
Really?
And, my brother used to take me fishing, and I got so many memories around this bait. This pearl with this light pink head. Good luck.
Why was that so good? Just because it was pearl?
Hold on.
Let me see that color. Let me hold that color up again.
The fish went nuts. We caught tons on that.
Okay, to me, I'm not even going to say why I think that worked, but I'm going to tell you offline. And I think there's something
great
to
pearlescence to it.
It does, man. It does.
All right. In mint condition, man. I even got one in a box.
What color is that called?
I don't even think it said on the box, Travis. This one was no box, but I just got it today. The other day, last mail day. I had to have it.
So what are you going to do with that thing? Are you going to start throwing it?
So
what's your plan?
He retired it.
I think I'm going to fish. I'm going to look at him, and the one in the crummiest condition I'll fish again. To see what it brings back. But I'm telling you, we used to even troll it and catch tons of smallies and bass on it.
You think that one would work, man?
There you go.
Yellow spotted with a tail spinner, dude. It would, dude.
Put them back.
This would freaking. You know what? You're out. I'm gonna go
here.
I'm gonna go shoot the episode with Steve.
You're
Steve, you in?
here.
Hey man, we've been talking for a while about it. I'm only like 2 hours from the Northeast, and I've never bladed it.
I don't think that would work. I don't think that mud bug would work. That's that color, bro.
That looks like white dog shit that's been sitting in the sun for a week.
Yeah.
All bleached out.
Jeez.
There's that coach dog pattern. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I caught him on that color. Damn,
what other questions do you have? The guys were lighting you up. I feel bad. We got to get. I'll even do some giveaways if you want, Travis.
Oh man,
that's so huge. Now we're talking.
Some good questions. Take your info, and I'll send them something.
Come on, I mean, listen, we had.
What do you got?
How could we do some sort of?
Do it, Travis.
Scroll, pick a random or two.
Well, there you go.
And if there's any newbies, man, like I said, I do what the big companies probably can't do is I Dude, man, I've coached guys over the phone if I can. If they're willing to buy the bait, I'm an
Wow.
accessible dude.
That's
I'll
pretty
do whatever I
huge, man.
Damn.
Dude, I put my personal phone on the website. Just I work, but if you leave me a message or a voicemail, I never leave my customers hanging. If
That's
you're
so
gonna
cool.
pocket, you're getting my dude. I've had guy call me up and he was gonna write an article. I think the magazine was like Fish and Fur, and he called me up and I was fishing a reservoir up North Jersey, and we're going on. He's like, I really love to fish with you sometime. I'm like, I'm on the water now. How far are you away? Dude shows up in the parking lot with his wife. Didn't tell me he was bringing his wife. I'm like,
Damn.
I'm like, okay, man, climb on in. It was like someday in December a couple of years ago.
So, Doug, we got it on the screen here. FishSenseLures.com is where you go.
Yeah, and we're on Instagram, Fish Sense Lures. You know, share your pics. I'll repost them if you send them to me if you want to.
Somebody just asked what your favorite Bensky rod is. What do you use? I know it's a 7-foot medium, but what brand?
He said the Kistler.
Dude,
sorry, but which Kistler?
It's one that they don't. It's an old Helium 2.
Thank you.
ME, I think it HE70MC. I think
Is it extra fast or fast?
Fast.
Okay.
You know, you got to be careful with those. I get real weary sometimes of those rods that load up so fast because that means they unload fast.
Sure.
You know, like I know someone that was netting, you know, with that and fish jumped every time, like a spring comes right off. You want that little bit because you want, just like a crankbait, you want a little bit of give so they get it.
Sure.
You know, if you're using, that's the thing with the braid, and if you don't have a stiff rod and you're jerking it away from them.
Sure.
But I mean, I have so many rods. We can go on. I have like everything. I got.
I bet you've explored it.
Customs, Kistler, Shimano, but dude, like I even got some of the. I'm not sponsored by nobody, man, but I got some of the new MegaBass rods. I really love them. I got 3 that I use for netting, but I've had problems right out of the box, man. I've never had an issue. This Kistler is like 20 years old, and I just recently had to put a little bit of glue on one of the guides.
Amazing.
Sitting on the deck that long.
So listen, if somebody go ahead. Sorry, Travis, go ahead.
No, we're getting a lot of questions. A lot of times people when we bring guests on, they're looking for a discount code. But I will say this, man, we talked before the show, Steven. Listen, guys, there's seriously some price increases going up big time, correct?
So yeah, I'll speak to it. Like, so our price already went up and I didn't raise it because I'm like, again, it's not my main thing. It's a side thing. I enjoy the customers I meet, and held off because I was doing another social thing, and I'm like, all right, let me hold off. Now a real dinger's coming, and I knew I'm doing this, so it's like this won't match any discount code. We're not going to raise the price, but it's coming real soon. And I like to give customers a heads up. Even when I've done them in the past, I'm like, hey guys, it's coming. So all our loyals don't show up. I appreciate everything they do for us, so I've held off as long as I could.
Perfect. Right, yeah, guys, seriously, head on over to the website, pick some of these up. They're fantastic. I know you said you're running a little bit low on stock, so get in there.
Just silver, pretty much.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Over half, but everything else we're good. But yeah, order them up. I usually ship within a day or two. If you ever have, like, I've had guys call me up and say, dude, I'm going on a trip. I'll do whatever I can. You know?
Gotcha.
I know a lot of guys go up in Champlain in the spring. They're like, I got to have them. My best Champlain bass tied. I went up in the fall, real early fall though, like last week of September into early October, and I got 2 6-pounders in 1 week. I got a 6 on a Binsky, and the other one honestly wasn't on a Binsky. It was on a TRD Bugs with a Mollix racing head.
Mollix racing head. Oh,
dude, those things are legit. I got boxes of them. A little glue with that TRD Bugs.
Mollix racing head. It's a very small hook,
but it sticks. It's good quality hook, in my opinion. Never had problems with it.
I can't argue. Some of the biggest trout I've ever caught have been on a size 20 hook, man. Yeah, holes like crazy.
Listen, I don't know how many prize packages we have here, but I'm going to bring Alex in. I know he's got a couple of randoms, and I want to know. Here's what we'll do. I want someone in the comments who's never fished a Binsky. Whoever says I've never fished a Binsky yet, right now they're going to be the next winner. That's
great.
Easy
that's a great one, Trey. I like that. Yes. Let's see who's first. I always like that stuff.
Yeah. And if there's any questions that guys really need to know, I'll answer. Like I said, I know there's a lot of questions when it comes to blading.
Co-angler culture. Oh wait, Doug. Oh man, they're all popping up. Okay,
I know, right?
first? Carl.
Gian Fan Kim.
Oh man, who's the
that was
first?
the first one.
Listen, when we get into situations like that, we bring the expert in and put him on the spot because I ain't making that
Alex,
call.
what do you see, Alex?
You're muted, Alex.
You're muted, bro.
Mic check.
There we go.
Mic check.
What I was saying was Travis just brings me in to be the scapegoat, so when people complain, we can just say, "Alex messed it up."
That's how we run things here at Smallmouth Crush.
But no, yeah, I saw the same thing that Eric did on that random one. I saw G-Fan Kim come in.
At first, I thought that was one of those names where if you say it slowly, it's like cursing someone out, like fuck them.
I'm sure we butchered the pronunciation of that.
So here's what we'll do. What's his name? G-Fung?
G-I-E, there it goes, F-A-N-N, Kim.
I want you to reach out to Steve on, if you have Instagram, is that the best way? Send an Instagram message. Okay. And do that. And then we need to, can we pick 2 more winners?
Sure.
Perfect. Alex, you got anybody in the random generator over there?
So the random generator winner number 1, we have Cody Strawder, S-T-R-A-W-D-E-R. So Cody, we appreciate you watching with us tonight. You are one of our other lucky winners. And then you said you want to do a second one, right?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Let me run it again. Okay. Second winner is the one and only Slump Gumpy.
Oh!
Congratulations, Mr. Gumpy.
Nice. Very good.
Heck yeah. So those will be the winners there. Congratulations, Cody, Slump, and G-Fon.
While we're at it, I guess let's do the MonsterBass giveaway real quick. We got a bag of baits. We got the hat. Anyone who did the super chat.
With a few Binskies in that, right, Travis?
Yeah.
You threw 2 in there. That's pretty
cool.
Well,
I took them out because I didn't think you guys were looking, but they're back in.
Oh. That's pretty good.
He's smooth with it. But I'll run it one more time here. All right, the winner of the MonsterBass Lot Extravaganza may or may not have a couple Binskies in it, depending on what mood Travis is in tomorrow. The winner of that one is Basser Mike. Congratulations, Mr. Basser Mike. You are the winner this evening.
That's awesome.
That's a new name on the channel.
Yeah, never Basser Mike. You're brand new. If you have Instagram, Basser Mike, if you could send me a message with your address, and I'll get that box out to you tomorrow. If you don't, call into the show. Alex, what's your number?
Sure.
I don't know.
It's 920.
Who were saying that never fished a Binsky? You could do a couple more, man. I'll send them baits.
No kidding.
Sure.
All right. Dang.
Well,
hold on. We got to start something fresh here then. Okay.
All
right. Here's a quiz question.
Okay,
quiz. The quiz question is, if you were watching the show, what pound test does Steve use to fish the Binsky?
Good one. Go back early.
Very good.
What pound test does Steve use to fish the Binsky?
Cody.
There it is. Boom. Wow, look at that.
Oh, there you go.
Holy crap. I've never seen that many comments come in so quick.
Was the answer 65-pound braid?
Yes. The joke's on you out there, everybody. Number 2 Gamakatsus.
Oh, man.
So, Alex, you saw that, right? Okay, reach out to Steve on Instagram, and he'll send you a box.
All right, I like this game. I like the quiz game. Let's go back even further. Our original guest of the night, Dan.
Yeah.
What time did Dan say lines will start to form for the New England Fishing Expo?
I almost typed it in because I know the answer. Ooh. Can somebody win twice?
Who won?
He's already won tonight.
Well, then that doesn't count.
Okay.
So next one, Joey Rodriguez. Is that who you seen, Eric?
Yep.
All righty. Congratulations, Mr. Rodriguez. You're correct. 1 a.m.
You guys are
That
awesome.
is pretty dedicated for a fishing show, I must say.
Dang.
Are you kidding me?
Tells you how
I
good it
must
is.
have missed that. That is early, man.
1 a.m.
It's like crazier Black
Oh,
Friday.
yeah. He said that. He's like, people are bringing ice houses out or something
I
like
just
that.
say
You
I
know what
like
I mean?
fishing shows, but that's like Apple iPod line.
I like these quizzes. You know, when I watched a couple of the Bass U's on my long drives, of course they were pre-recorded, so I couldn't, or they might have been live or whatever. They would do these questions about what happened previously in the show, and there's so many times like people wouldn't remember, and I knew, like, for some reason that answer or whatever the comment was stuck in my head. I was like, man, I know that one. That's fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think,
like
Alex,
that.
I think I might, I haven't been watching recently, but in the early days of Bass is probably one of the top two. Me and New York Steve were probably splitting it in terms of trivia questions. Sometimes it wasn't what they asked. You had to identify.
Oh, yeah. They have like a they have like a 5-person group that probably wins like 85% of the trivia questions they ask. Sean's on there. Sean wins a lot of stuff
for
too.
sure. Sean, man. Yeah.
Very
For
good.
sure.
Dang.
So, yeah. They'll do that
Good
same
show,
thing.
man.
I
It
know.
was good.
Hey, also, man, if any of the winners, man, when you reach out to me, let me know what you prefer. I'm not going to shove some bait on you. If you like quarter rounds, you like a specific color, let me know.
Right on, man.
Okay.
Awesome.
Very cool.
You know,
Jeez.
And if anybody's dying for a Vinsky and they can't find it because Steve's out, and you really got to have a quarter ounce silver, I might have a little bit of stock left. So
Ooh.
There you go.
that I would share with a special someone on Smallmouth Crush.
Love it.
When's the quarter coming back in stock is the big question for people.
my quarter, I got quarter ounce.
No, what's half ounce silver? Sorry.
Half ounce, I'm waiting. With this supply chain stuff, I'm telling you, man.
When do you think
Here's
it will
the
be
thing,
though?
man.
What would you say? What would you guess?
I'm hoping in the next couple weeks.
Oh, good. You're
The
good.
problem is too, like, again, I tell you, I do this full time. My other job, it's like you have the perfect storm right now. You have raw materials not available and components, right? You have staffing issues because of COVID and protocol to return to work, and you have freight issues. Dude, no one wants to work. There's no truck drivers out there. I'm dealing with freight every day.
Wow.
I gotta, I work major corporation where if we don't have stuff, it's major money. And it is just a perfect storm right now. That's what I'm saying. Man. Summertime stuff, I'm buying now. It's just, I'm not going to be like that $20 a pack guy.
That's smart. That's smart.
Or even lead heads or tungsten.
For sure. Right? You're smart.
The great reset is here, no doubt. Well,
yeah, for sure.
We'll
but
see.
I mean, like I said, everything else we should be good on. It's just that
idiot. What an idiot.
Travis, show everybody your mask.
Tried to slide it in.
What's that?
You just can't resist it, can you, man?
All I'm saying is can I show off my new mask? Is that okay, Eric?
Sure, Travis.
Okay, so I have to take a flight to Chickamauga, and I got this mask.
Wait, read it, please.
Worn by force, not by fear.
Are you going to be like a YouTube sensation and not for Smallmouth Crush after this flight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He'll be one of those guys you'll see on it getting into it with a Karen.
yeah. Male Karen fishing.
He really will be. He's the male Karen for sure. He pops off his mouth all the time. I listen to him when he's at the post office, popping off. He's going to be somebody's going to get you. They're going to call you the first male Karen.
Okay.
And you'll have that distinction in your life. That'll be a proud moment. You can own it. You're headed that way.
Don't be a chode, Eric.
You're the chode master.
I
would
am.
know.
That's true.
Yeah, world all-stars.
Yeah, it's coming, Travis.
Dang. Listen, I am refreshed, energized, and ready to throw some blade baits this year. That's
Me
all I'm
too.
saying.
You guys we're not that far apart, man. So
We got to do something. Yeah. What, Eric? Let's just stop talking about doing things and do them.
Oh, I'm going to Florida, and then I'm going to Chickamauga. What do you mean? I want to fish vintage baits. I want to go fish with Steve and shoot an episode on YouTube. I've been talking about that for years. I mean, even if I can't make it, please shoot a blade bait episode with this man right here that you had on tonight. That would be spectacular. I don't even have to be there. If I can't make it, just do it.
Sure. Yes.
It would be legendary. It might be.
How about the lakes in Jersey? Is it?
Why would you go to Jersey? Go
because he catches 7-pounders, dude.
Okay. Fair. I mean, honestly,
too crowded. I have to change the boat up so I don't get recognized.
Yeah, go someplace
so
where
I don't see someone just go by and bend over and I hear the waypoint.
Travis, last time we fished we did blade baits. It was a London fog. You remember me saying there was a London fog? And Travis was like, "What's a London fog?" I'm like, "It's a light mist that feels like rain." And we fished blade baits, and we talked about blade baits, and we threw the Binsky, and we caught fish. And it was a fun episode, but I mean,
no, the Binsky's
is like he's never been to the Upper Bay to throw a blade bait. Take the man out.
Yeah, who wants?
I've been on the Northeast, man.
Blade bait fishing in the Northeast, you catch a 20-pound bag. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I've been saying I want to do it. I talked to BTC about it, man, a couple times. It's just time.
Why we get him on too? We'll all do it together.
You know what? It would be really fun to have BTC bring the tiny boat up. You'd be there, Steve, for Brinsky's galore, and we're going blade bait fishing. That would be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm going to suck like I normally do with a blade bait, but I'm going to get better. I want to fish with you because I want to learn.
Yeah.
I really would love to learn.
Are there any reservoir? When I was up, so I just can't believe because of where I live, I finally made it up to St. Lawrence. I fished it twice the last 2 summers.
Wow.
And that's something that's not in my wheelhouse. So it's I used to go to Canada a lot. And then with COVID, I'm like, all right, this is my chance to do St. Lawrence. And I loved it. But I wanted to keep going the next couple of years because I want to, it's just like Lake Fork. I get into tune in it and I want to fish it repeatedly to figure it out because it's something new for me. But
he's your man. He's your St. Lawrence guy.
Cool. You know what? I just booked a place that I wanted to stay in a certain area. So I booked a place right behind Round Island. I kind of like that location, I guess, for what I knew when I went there.
Sure.
Travis, where is that? Have
It's
you driven by it?
By Clayton.
Yeah, it's the first island right north of Clayton.
I don't know.
So I just booked it for July 9th to the 16th. I'll be there the whole week.
Good for you, man.
July 9th through the 16th?
Yeah.
Travis, you up there?
Let me take a look. July.
There's a one-day MLF, I think.
Well, you're gonna hit the Elite Series the week of the 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be up practicing and stuff.
Yeah, I'll be in Wisconsin, but I'll be there on the 16th.
Yeah, I'm leaving that day.
Yep.
But it's cool fishery, man. Again, that's different. Even the Northeast. That's if there's anything that's out of my wheelhouse, it's those two. But
sure.
But I've heard guys. The reason I mentioned is when I was staying there the first year, I was talking to some guys out by the picnic table in Clayton, and they were like, "Man," one guy was like, "Dude, I'd love to blade this place," and he was Maine, big blade bait fisherman, but never done it. Don't know if you have, because I've seen videos. You've gone up there and really cool.
Oh, he has.
We've the Binsky's made an appearance on the YouTube channel plenty of times. We've the most recent was probably last fall up on the St. Lawrence over by Will's waters. Yep. Caught a bunch of smallmouth and a ton of walleye that day.
Really?
You guys crushed him.
Big time. Fun. One of my favorite techniques because of the bite.
He's pushing it. He goes, I want to catch some blade bait fish. He's pushing
I'll use that thing all the time.
My gosh.
I'll force it.
Wants to. He goes, I hope they're biting a blade bait. He's so ready to blade bait, man, for sure.
It's fun, man. I love it, man. I fell in love with it, man. It's such an awesome technique and so underrated. Yeah. And the fish you can catch, man, are giant. It's not a small fish bait, man. Because them big fish are lazy. You present that opportunity. That thing looks messed up. They know it. They live in a violent world. When that thing flutters like that, they're like, dude, that. So when they look at that, right, they're looking at a percentage. That's what I was saying before. They're looking at that. They're around that prey all the time. They're around them bluegill. And when they're looking at a healthy fish, they're like, what am I going to 15% be successful? Most of the times I'm going to fail chasing after it. But when they see that, they're like, it's like an 80% chance I'm going to get that if I expend energy to get it.
Right on.
Yep.
Makes sense.
I mean, one
Damn.
of the first big fish that I ever seen was out of Alabama. A guy sent me a picture of a 9-pound largemouth he got on it. That's the biggest largemouth I've ever heard of being caught on the Binsky.
That's so crazy.
And it was giant. The picture's giant.
Wow.
It might even be on the website.
Wow. Nuts.
I need
That's
someone
what
to
So
put a
cool.
giant record smallmouth on it.
Yeah.
But I don't do bullshit, man. My customers know I'm honest, dude. I don't do no Hollywood hook set bullshit. I don't do no fake photos, man.
That's awesome.
It's legit, or I didn't catch it on it. Like I told
Right
you,
on, man.
Anders in Champlain, one on Binsky, one wasn't.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, the Potomac record came on
Yeah, they
a
broke
blade.
ice. Yeah,
I was in that was my club. The Riley brother, his father, son, Ed and Justin. Justin caught the fish.
Didn't they drive in a circle to break up some ice to get into their hole?
So they backed in. They backed the boat in
Uh-huh.
and broke the ice. It was really thin. It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't like they were on an Arctic icebreaker. It was like the thin sheets that you see on the Potomac. But it was a winter tournament, and I know exactly. They told the story in the club where they were fishing. There's a spot in the spoils, and
Spoils.
they thought it was a carp. And Ed told his son, like, come on, Justin, get that carp in, man. Because, you snag carp because they're all hanging together in this one ditch.
Yeah.
And the fish surfaced and was swimming under the ice. And that was the moment they realized it wasn't a carp. They saw it swimming under the thin sheet of ice because, it kind of moved out from where they broke to make their cast. How about that, man? Crazy
They
story,
donate
right?
that fish to Bass Pro Shops?
They did. Yep. It swam in the tank for a while until she died. It was 11.2, I think, or 11 something.
I
you can look
donated
it
the
up.
fish I got in Lake Fork to their big lunker program where they spawn it out and all that crap.
Wow, man. How big was that bass?
13.23.
That's unbelievable. What'd you catch that fish on?
Bill Lewis.
A Binsky.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I say that right after what I just said. No, dude, I'll never forget it. It was the last day of our trip. I had a
No way.
Yeah.
Tell us the story. I want to hear everything. I want to hear the trap you were throwing. I want to hear how this trip had been going.
So the funny thing is, the first day of the trip, we were there in I think it was the last week of February into the first week of March. The first day, my first fish was an 8-pounder on a chatterbait.
Unbelievable.
I think in Penson Creek.
Unbelievable.
And that was my first fish. And the first day, I got so sunburnt, man.
Oh my gosh.
And I had a long sleeve tee. That's it. That time of year.
Oh my gosh.
In March around Dallas there, you could be 80 degrees. Next day, it's like snowing or something. Weather's
wow.
crazy. So we fished all week, moderate fishing. We got a couple fives and some decent fish. In Lake Fork, man, those Florida strain, they'll wait out a cold front. They're just no thanks, man. That's it. So we fished the whole week and decent fishing. It was all right. And it was our last day, and we rented an aluminum boat we had all week. It was an Express with a 40 horsepower running 6,000 acres, right? So I go to a creek, White Oak, and we had wicked cold weather. So the first day I told you what it was like. My face is all swelled up, sunburnt, and I got my winter gear on to the max this day.
Unbelievable.
Freezing cold out. So I go in this creek, and I'm fishing, the channels that go in them, and I'm like, the creeks are so deep. I'm like, there's no way these big lazy fish, because of a cold front, are going to totally exit the creek, you know? So I'm like, well, I got a small boat. So I fished the main stuff, once you take the creek in, you're casting towards shoreline and stuff. And I'm like, seeing these pockets in these trees, I'm like, I could fit my boat in there. So I'm just going with the trolling motor and looking at the fish finder, and I'm going really slow, and it'd be like 3 feet. And then if I'd turn the motor and go a little bit, and if I saw it start dipping down into 4 or 5, I'd stop and cast in that direction. Because I'm like, them big lazy fish are just going to pull into the closest ditch and just chill out.
That's it. Yeah.
Next thing you know, boom.
What color trap? Half ounce?
Yup. And it was a red one. Red shad. The one with that gold chrome back.
No way. Was it a Bill Lewis rattle trap?
Oh, yeah. I got
old school.
30 of those. That's the only trap you need. That red one and the spring one, that red shad, that gold pattern back.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's money. It came up next to the boat, man. No net.
Oh my
brother was just like, that's a 10. Because it was either the year before a couple years before that,
Wow.
10 and a quarter on a Jean LaRue hog craw at night on Lake Fork.
No way.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Dude, I get
That's
chills
incredible.
up my spine when I go to that lake, man, because any hook set. And I was fishing a pond dam. That was in August when I got the 10 and a quarter. I hooked a fish on that pond dam. I could not. It was giant, and I just like couldn't control the thing. I lost.
When you say a pond dam, what are you talking about, man?
Like when
I
they
don't-
flooded
I
that
understand.
lake, you know, there's old ponds and stuff like that. So on the map, it's an old pond dam.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Right
Okay.
across from Lake Fork Marina. Just go right
That's
across.
so crazy, man. Wow.
It's an insane.
Oh man,
lake,
I can't wait to go there, man.
Oh, dude,
I
I
think I'm
was
gonna spend a
planning,
month at Fork.
I was planning to go there. My buddy was turning 50. I'm like, dude, we'll go. We'll drive down there. And,
Yeah.
he couldn't
Road
do it.
trip. Oh, really?
Dude, I'd love to do it, man. I told you in 2015.
Well, hey, I'm turning 60 next year. You want to go on a road trip?
Yep.
Okay, cool, man. Cool. This coming November, I'm turning 60, man. All expenses. You ready to go? Let's roll.
Dude,
We'll just have the GoPro running. We'll publish it. On
Where are we going?
Smallmouth. We're going to Lake Fork when I turn 60 for a month.
Can I come?
Of course.
When are we going?
For my birthday.
What time of the year?
I don't know. We'll figure it
So
out.
March.
What's the best time? March?
So here's the thing, though, and this is what I told my buddy. You better have confidence if you go that time, because there's guys from Louisiana in the parking lot, Oklahoma, and then you have your guides. You better have a mindset where it's like, I'm going to fish better than those guys, because I trailered my boat there in 2015. I had my Forerunner set up on one side. I put a sleeping bag and a pillow for me and my buddy co-parents sleep in it. So
what?
We drove 26 hours, I think it was, or
Holy
23.
shit.
23. It's 23 hours I drove. And dude, I drive all this way and I'm pulling into this one creek, Wolf Creek. And
Wolf Creek, I love the name.
You're not going to get to a spot and it's like, oh, no one's there. Dude, I'm pulling in as like a guide who's been fishing there 20 years pulls out. You can't just be like, well, let's go to a different spot. You have to fish it and just think like differently. And I in Wolf Creek, man, I got a 7.5.
Wow.
Smithwick Rogue.
Yeah, baby. Old school. Was it the Big Ten ones or Elite?
Yeah,
Eight,
it's that one that's like a real tan color, man. And it's got thick glitter on it. You know, the big grade glitter.
Yeah. That's the old school shit, man.
Yeah. That trip, I got my biggest was a 7 and an 8. 8
Nice,
I got on a
dude.
black chatterbait.
That's what I'm talking
But you're
about.
fishing that time of year for that one bite. But you
Sure.
better be willing to fish with the crowds. Otherwise, it's a total mind screw. If you can't handle, forget
Don't
it.
go.
What's the water clarity there? Can you see can you sight fish if you wanted?
You could. It's
Yeah.
stained. I personally hate sight fishing.
Yeah,
But
I'd rather catch them winding.
yeah, it's not like I can't do it, but if they make it past me, good for them. I'm a big early pre-spawn guy. And then we used to do Lake Fork in the summertime, which is nice because if you get bad weather, you got the night option too. Because we used to go night fishing at decent time.
Wow.
Man, me and my brother got a couple fish like in the 9-pound.
Oh my God, that's so awesome, dude.
Jean LaRue black hog crawler and like, an 1/8 or 1/4 ounce weight. Got to go light. Or fish the docks at night. You fish a dock, man, you just see like a 7-pounder come up and eat a bluegill under a dock light.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
But I like summer. And then like you go you fish the humps with a red Zoom methylate worm. And the big thing is you're fishing those humps. You get a fish, it's just weight. And you reel until that rod loads up and then you set the hook. Guys make a mistake, they get tap and they try setting the hook. They just you don't get the hook in that fish's jaw and you lose them. Learned a lot, man. There was a guide we became real good friends with because my brother started fishing when he started to go down. His name was Dean Stroman. He's a legend on that lake. And unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago.
Oh, that's too bad.
But he was like a mentor, man. Dude, the skills I picked up fishing down there, going on those trips with my brother, a guy like that, he was on Lake Fork when they made it. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Crazy.
So, I'm telling you, it's just an awesome place to fish. In any moment when you set the hook and you don't know, I'm telling you, man, you're shaking when you're fishing on that lake. It's just
That's so crazy, man.
But I've been looking to go down there, but it's hard to find someone that's like, I could do that trip. Let's go down. Because it was nothing like trailing my own boat down there. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
But you better download boatlanes.com or whatever the hell it is and get the boat.
Oh yeah, right. Oof. Travis knows.
Dude, I went down there the first time. I'm all psyched up. Ricky's Boat Rentals. We rent the boat. Me and my buddy are all jazzed up. First day, 15 minutes of the trip. Boom! Hit us.
Oh!
Come up like, can you pick us up at the ramp? I just wrecked the motor. They're so used to it. He's like, yeah, man, go to this ramp. I got you.
Jeez.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's still around, if you can rent a boat. But having my own boat in 2015 was a thrill and a half, man.
Wow, man.
It's like, holy shit, I'm on Lake Fork with my own boat, my own decision.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to Gunnersville, I think the year after that. I trailered my boat. I think that was 14 hours.
Yeah.
So I drive down there. I was going to go for a week with my buddy. We fished the first day. I get like a 5-pounder on a jerkbait. Can't even tell you what area we're in. So the night we come in, this house, man, what a piece of shit. Dock had the worst dock lines, and I had some of my own rope, and I tie up the boat. The weather came in, bro. The broke dock lines. My boat drifted over. Some of the dock lines held on the back of the boat. The front of the boat, I haven't even had this boat long. It drifted under a jet ski hanger.
Oh,
It looked like an alligator bit the side.
jeez. That sucks.
Oh my God.
Oh my. Ugh.
And the weather forecast for the rest of the time we're there was 30-mile-an-hour winds with gusts to 40.
Oh
Hey,
no.
That's fun.
So I drive home. I think it was like we were there for 2 days and decided to drove home because of the forecast. Drive all the way home. I'm like, well, I'm off from work and tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful in Jersey. I take off and get a 7.5 on a jerkbait. So I'm like, I didn't have to go to Alabama.
Unbelievable.
But what a bummer, man. I was so psyched. Gunnersville. I mean, the name.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Crazy. Great stories, man. I love
Yeah,
it.
dude.
Hell
Good
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. My brother almost killed me on Lake Fork, man. He started the boat in gear. It went forward, and I was leaning against the butt seat. I flipped over, landed on my neck and head. Dude, I was seeing stars. My brother's drooling from his mouth. He was laughing so hard. Once he realized I wasn't dead because he thought he killed me.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Start, boom. Oh, dude. Dude, there's people that like die in that lake. I think a guy like died like someone went flying underneath one of the bridges, crappie fishing, man. Left huge weight. Guy slammed his head.
oh no.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Die in that lake, falling on stumps and stuff.
What the
Jeez.
hell?
Yeah. Jersey
Man.
State. Those are killers out there out west.
Wow, that's nuts, man.
But go there for your 60th, man. Dude, I would
Yeah,
seriously
right.
go.
Well, if I gotta die, I'd like to die bass fishing.
Yeah.
Right?
Go for it. I want to go to the Amazon, but my brother's wife wouldn't let him do that. Forget that.
Oh man, that's crazy. Holy moly. Get them peacocks, man. It's nuts.
Yeah.
You see, they're some of the most vicious topwater strikes I've ever seen.
Yeah. Dude, when I
It's
was a kid,
unbelievable.
well, I saw a Jimmy Houston video when I was like a little kid from Blockbuster Video, and I was like,
Yeah.
bucket list. I got to do it.
From Blockbuster Video.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to like rent the same video all the time. I was like such a junkie, man.
Did you guys watch me too? Did you watch the last Blockbuster on Netflix? It's
No.
about the last Blockbuster store.
Really?
It's a great documentary.
I was such an addict. Like I didn't have cable when I was a kid. We couldn't afford it. So like my mom would literally fill out all the paperwork if we went to a new video store within like a 15-mile radius and it had like one fishing video.
Yeah,
It's like, all right, I'll sign up for a membership because I was like, I got
dude, me too, man.
Wow.
I was a fiend on that stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Houston was like the man. I get chills when I hear his theme music. I'm so glad he didn't change it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
met him down in Bama, man.
It would be a bucket list thing for me to fish with him, I think.
We almost got the chance. We fished around him, but not with him. We fished with Roland Martin,
We
though.
did. A few times. We fished around him a few times.
Yeah. I mean, he was there, and
How's
we
that
got
work?
to hang out with. We got to hang out with him. Yeah, right. Bama was just a
Alabama,
odd
he
chance
just
that-
shows up.
right, and
We're supposed to be fishing like a private pond, no other people around. And all of a sudden, Jimmy Houston shows up. God, that was fun, man.
Yeah, he did his daily devotional, and we talked about it, and yeah, it was awesome,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oddly
I don't
enough,
know.
Mark Daniels was throwing a merthiolate trickworm down on the MLF, and I was throwing a merthiolate trickworm. Unbeknownst to me, we're throwing it at the same time, and I caught like I don't know, it was about 5.5. Travis, that day one, that was pretty cool. Posted on
Crazy
the
how
old
that color
Insta.
looks. That's it.
Nah, it's nuts, man. They still eat it too,
Crazy
like
color.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not red. It's just like, I don't know. It's toxic.
No,
So-
it's toxic orange. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I threw it nose hook, weedless. It was wild. Not like your traditional Texas rig, upside down, however you want to do it.
Hold
I threw
on.
a nose hook on it, and it worked.
Sean goes made a comment. Did Blockbuster have a fee if you did not rewind your tapes?
Yes, it did.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
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 And then they put the please be kind rewind.
I know. I
Exactly.
remember those. I didn't know they were
Imagine
fine.
being
It's
like
like
a
a
15-year-old Gestapo. Telling him to insult, like you didn't rewind, man.
Sorry, dude. That's how they stayed in business.
You know why Blockbuster failed? Because they were like other video stores. They didn't have the adult room. You know,
No,
a lot of money in that.
All those horn dogs out there.
You had the special turn in the room, the double turn, so you couldn't even see that.
yeah. Family Video had that in Wisconsin, and then they had wasn't there Hollywood Video too? I don't remember.
Something like that.
Anyways, how did we get on that track?
I don't even know, man.
I remember
Videos when you were a
renting
kid.
Nintendo video games,
Yeah, did that too.
like Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah. And it was like a 3-day rental, so you were like totally strung out by like the end of the It was like, dude, long weekend, mom. You know, we got off from school, so let's do Blockbuster so I could get strung out on Nintendo and burn my retinas out.
Oh man. Well, I learned a lot tonight. I learned that I'm probably overworking a blade bait. I learned that there's a such thing as rewinding a tape. I didn't know you had to do that. I learned what colors I need to be throwing for these blade baits.
Heck
Good
yeah.
live show. Good live show.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to.
I'm gonna tie
let
up
go-
some marabou feathers.
That too.
On
I'm
number
gonna
6
try to.
Tommy.
I'm gonna try to let go of the braid and do like a Yozuri 12-pound.
Yeah, let me know. Because again, it's just I think it's what you start and just you get used to how you need to work it with that particular pound test.
Sure.
It'd be interesting with you making that transition, how you felt about it, your results, what you changed. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
It's just,
Damn. All right, buddy. Well, we seriously, good time. Good time.
Great.
yeah, man, this was great. Appreciate you having me.
Oh man, it was awesome, man. I loved it.
Yep. Anytime you want to go out, man, we'll see if we could rig it up. You know,
That'd be
We will
awesome.
do that. And thanks for the giveaways, guys. Thanks for
Yeah,
everyone
that was huge, man.
participating. A lot of great comments, a lot of great feedback. We had pretty good numbers on this live. I know in the next couple days we're going to have quite a few people watching the replays too. So we always welcome that. And again, next week we're going to have the VIP membership, where my buddy JP is going to give up the juice when it comes to grass fishing. And man, that's gonna be a pretty big deal. So, if guys, encourage you to sign up for that. And before we get off here, I'll throw up the Smallmouth Crush merchandise again. If you guys want to take advantage of that, get them while they're hot. We're gonna eventually get them up on the website as well. But I just wanted to share that with anyone that wanted to get their hands on that. So.
Fantastic,
Cool.
man. Thank you, man. Big
Awesome.
hand to you, brother, man. You rocked the house tonight, man. It's awesome.
thanks.
Great stuff.
Appreciate you.
All right, Steve. We'll talk
All
to you
right,
soon.
guys.
We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Have a good
Take
one.
care,
Steve.
guys.
Tight lines, man.
All right.
Or
you
should
too.
we say slack line? Bow in the line.
Pro line,
No,
guys.
Don't
Pro
tight
line.
line that blade, you knuckleheads out there, because I do.
That's
All
right. Peace
All
out,
right.
guys.
We'll see you.
Take
All
care.
right, brother. Peace, man. Be well.
Wow. Very good.
Dynamite.
Very.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm on like overload, dude, on
Yeah, right.
fishing. Like,
Well, you
like
must be,
learn-
because I mean, think about what you do. You're interviewing the top regional dudes now. You interviewed 52 smallmouth guys.
listen
last
to
year.
the guy.
Your brain's got to be like,
Listen to the dude that I interviewed today for the podcast. Okay.
Sure.
What's his name?
Drew Boggs. He's from Tennessee.
Right on. What was your number one takeaway from the session?
God. So
What are you going to go buy now?
I already did. I already did.
All right. What did you get?
You want me to? I can't. I don't want to ruin it.
All right. fine.
I don't want to
We'll
ruin it.
We'll
but
talk about once
it
the
involved
show
a
ends.
brand new weight, flipping weight.
Wait,
That's
okay.
not tungsten.
Interesting.
And it
Totally
involved
fascinating now.
very,
Interesting.
and it involved a tube craw.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
like, well,
Okay, okay.
I'm like, what are you talking?
Wait a minute,
tube?
wait. Is it a
Yes.
JDM tube craw or the tube craw that you see from Lake Fork?
Well, apparently I don't think you can get them from Lake Fork, or now there's another company, Get Bit Baits, or Big Bite Baits.
Who's got the tube craw that's cheap right now. If here's a little tip for everybody. O-Bait, and it's at Rick's new business. What is that called? Outlet Bait and Tackle, and they were blowing out.
Hold on.
The tube craw.
Where's this?
Outlet Bait and Tackle. Outlet. Their moving sale was like up to 70% off on the tube craws. And there's a JDM version with a built-in rattle, but I'm not.
Is it Overstock Bait?
Yeah, that's the one. You fucking.
And what's it called? I know. What's it called?
It's called the O-Bait tube craw. It's the same mold. Bait.
As in O?
Like, oh man, octopus, dude, what the hell? Like, oh
I
no.
don't see them. There they are. There they are. Holy shit.
Right.
Holy
see how
shit.
cheap they are?
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Secret Lure makes them too. I know that.
Fuck me.
There's a lot of companies that make them. It's the same damn mold.
Yeah.
It's the same bait. You're just hearing about a tube craw for the first time?
You can't add more to your... You don't understand what I heard about it, bro. It says I can't add it to my cart. What the frick?
Well, if you had Bill Kramer on, he might have talked about it.
No, what happened was you told it, and all these other people are buying them right now.
Well, that's what you get when you're a subscriber to Smallmouth Crush and you know what's up. Now, you won't know what the guy's talking about until you listen to the podcast, but hopefully all 169
they're all sold out, bro.
Well, I know. I'm sorry.
I know a guy.
There's a lot of companies that make it. There's guys that custom pour make that thing. It's a mold that's sold, I believe.
Understand, but not for $1.49.
Right. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
They're all sold out, dude.
My garage is full of them, dude. What color do you need?
They're all sold out.
What color do you need?
I already bought a bunch today.
Oh,
not for $1.49 a pack.
True.
Shit.
True. It's pretty powerful bait. Yeah, for flipping. Especially during that pre-spawn period. You get yourself a big old bite.
Big.
I mean, I wouldn't throw it in pad stems if I were you. They don't eat it around that.
Noted.
Please.
Anyways,
just a little bit bigger bite than average.
That was
it's a big bait. It's a bulky bait.
That was a pretty eye-opening.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll have to hear about this new soft tungsten weight he throws.
It's not tungsten.
I'm just messing. I said soft.
Anyways, my chair keeps slipping down on me. Are we officially in the after hours? I guess so.
No, we're done. I'm checking out because I'm gonna go get a power bar, man. So because I'm afraid of what you might say based on your behavior before the show.
Oh, my behavior was just fine tonight.
Yeah. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of the show. I'm checking out because I'm hungry. And what a rocking show, man. I'm glad you got him on, man. I think it was really super timely. And it was a great move on your part to reach out to him, or after, I did reach out to him.
Oh, guys, last chance here. If you want to head on over and grab some merchandise, there's the prices. Just throw $8 to whatever you want for shipping. I'll throw in a buff. If you're watching the replay, just wait a little bit till they hit the website, just because I don't it'll be hard to keep track of everything once the show is once we're done here tonight.
Woo!
Looking good.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
Great job on the merch. I'm glad you got that off your plate, man. You're restocked. It's looking crisp and nice. Thank you, Eric, for the idea on the Great Lakes map. That's Smallmouth Crush Country. I'm kind of disappointed you didn't do country, but that's all right. Next design. Hey, I saw a shirt that would really look badass. It was kind of like the I'm gonna send it to you. I meant to send this to you. Did I send this to you? I saw a shirt in a store, and it's a stamp version, and it was really brilliantly done. I meant to send it to you when I saw it, but I didn't. Where is that thing? Damn, I've been a busy. There it is. Travis, check this out. You're gonna love this, man.
Let me see.
Travis Manson. I think you'll like it. And what's really brilliant about it is it's on a black shirt, one color. One color. Now with your logo, but if you look at how you would insert your type so you don't have to have multicolor. So anyway, Jerry Schapel, what Instagram photos do you want to see? I've been kind of slow on the Insta lately. Sorry, everybody. I don't know why. It's the wintertime. Normally I'm out there like making stuff and posting stuff up.
Slump Gumpy, if you I'm sorry, Eric. I just gotta get back to Slump. He won the giveaway. If you can reach out, if you have Instagram, and message him Fish Sense Lures on Instagram.
Yeah, there you
get your
go.
information over. If you can't, just try to reach out to me or somebody will get you pointing in the right direction.
I'm just going to flash a few things. I'm not going to show
Keep
them.
flashing, but go slower, bro. If you're going to flash.
No, no, I'm not. No, I want to test them. I showed this to Travis.
No, I like that stamp, Brodus.
Yeah, right. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm really into tying things that have, like, this is the little owner swing head. And I just tied some material. So it's not really a jig. It's not really a creature bait. It's a creature jig.
I like that
and
one.
It's really tied sparse. So I wore them out on that thing, bro.
Do you think you could tie up 15 of those for a buddy, or are you going to hoard them?
I don't know. I can't seem to get motivated to tie production because it's so hard.
That right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can make some videos about it, but we're going to get a couple snagged. You know what I mean? That's the problem.
Yeah. I'll see if I'll get to work. I mean, I'll try. I got a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, you're 60 years old. You think you'd be retired?
No, I'm 50. I'm 59.
You know what I mean. It's ridiculous.
I got to run a business, man.
Maybe instead of traveling across the country, you should be tying up some freaking baits and shit.
No. I'm gonna look for a tire that wants to tie in volume. So I mean, you could have fixed the problem with East Coast, but you grabbed your buddy's jig design and made that for yourself. So maybe we'll make mine this year, an original design. Yeah.
What the
fuck? It's up to you. You control the voice. You got some new stuff going on in the background, man. It's exciting. No,
yeah,
you just keep focusing on you. And for anybody that wondered how to fish the zero gravity jig, I think I figured it out. I'll say no more. If you've ever heard of the zero gravity jig and wondered how to fish it, I think I got a devastatingly new way to fish it. I will be testing it. I'll say no more. Hopefully we shoot a really great video and we come up with some megas, because this one, my friend, it was like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'm super excited. I got the trailer worked out. I'm holding it in my hand, not showing it. I want to shoot a video raw. It's either going to suck or it's really going to work. And if it works like I think it'll work, the fish have never seen it presented this way. So, but maybe I've said too much and you guys now know what I'm thinking. Right here in my hand. It's in my hand.
If you're not going to show it, why tease?
Because I love the tease, man. That's part of the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
maybe I'll show it on a Patreon. What do you think of that?
There we go.
It's VIP members.
Dude, that's so weird. Every time you say that, I think of the VIP room, man. Does it come with champagne? And a dance and a lap dance from the Chode Master? Would you do that?
The Chode Master.
So does the Chode Master give a VIP room only dance? Is that part of the package in the VIP?
I'll dance.
In a thong. Pink. You would do that.
You would like that. Well, you brought it up, not me.
Boy, it's a VIP room. In the private chat only. I can't get it out of my brain. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
Man.
Chode Father. Yes, you have to do the Chode Father shirt. I can't believe the Chode Father shirt didn't make it into this run.
I'm not.
How many
I don't
people-
have the
how many
rights to
people-
it. I don't have a rights to it.
Yeah, that would be good.
But wait, no, time out. I thought if you're doing a parody, you can do a parody. So what is Francis Ford Coppola going to sue you? He's just going to send you a cease and desist on your 36 shirts you fucking sold. And you're going to make what's the big deal? It's, make a run of 36 and say, sorry, Francis, somebody send you a bottle of wine, and send him back his own bottle of wine with a check for $200. I'll write the fucking check. Chode Father. It's a parody shirt, right? I think you could do parody shirts.
I mean, yeah, Rick made that MonsterBass one that looked like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and he got rung up, but he had to they're going to send you a cease and desist. If you think Francis Ford Coppola, who owns,
I don't even know who Francis Ford Coppola is.
I don't, dude. He made The Godfather. What?
I'm sure he watches YouTube, and he finds the little niche fishing channels, and he's very tuned into their T-shirt sales. So
he
catches
got a
you,
team
Travis.
of
You might
attorneys,
have
man.
to.
I mean, that has to be done. It has to be done. My God, man, you are the Chode Father. It's got to be done. It's the best thing I've ever seen. You need to wear it at one of the shows.
That would be good.
Smallmouth Crusher on the front, Chode Father on the back, man. It has to be done. It's right there for you, man. It's awesome. Anyway, how many people would order it? Of the 157 people now, if we did a pre-order on the Chode Father, how many people would wear it? 157 people. Please sound off now. And
they're just saying. They're just saying.
Okay, whatever. How many people would be willing to put a deposit on it tonight if Travis took pre-orders?
I'm not.
Well, I am. You're going to see the Chode Father shirt on the Bass Lab website.
There we go.
I'm taking pre-orders for this shirt, and I'm going to have the print craft print it. And I'll give all the profits to Travis for his legal defense fund. Because Coppola is going to sue and take him to court. I'll be named in the suit. So then we'll do a GoFundMe for our legal defense fund so we don't go to jail for printing 36 shirts.
There we go.
You go with that, Travis? TK, if you're still watching, the Chode Father art's coming to the
Brandon. So Brandon is the one that designed
He's the artist.
this.
That's right.
And Brandon, if you want to send this to Ray, maybe Ray can get some stickers done up here in the next day or two.
It looked good on the windshield of your boat.
That's right.
See, I can't get behind it because I never watched a Godfather show, so I can't relate.
But I mean,
I can't relate.
You've never watched The Godfather? Yeah, that's right. You're not a movie guy. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Roger Seitzinger, man. Seitzinger from Illinois, man. He got me an OG Barely Legal Vixen. And now you guys can tell the real OG Vixens, the line tie is closer to the top. Let's put the magnifier on that.
Yes.
Versus the line tie is further down. So these are hard to find. It's in bone, which is, if you know anything about top order, bone is, you can't go wrong. And he also sent me a freebie, man. So you know what? It was nice to have a viewer looking out for me, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Roger. I appreciate it. I hope you're watching.
You not like the magnifying glass, Travis? I think it's pretty good.
I'm starting to grow on me, but I swear to God, if I had the choice, I would rip that thing off of there.
Good. I'm gonna do the whole fucking show like this, man. Say it again. I dare you to say it again. I'm watching you. Smallmouth Crush, Chode Father,
freaking tool, bro.
Chode Master. You're the chodiest of them all, bro. You know you are.
You look like those. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it.
Man, you know what, brother?
You look like
I own it. It's a great idea. TK, you just can't stand it because it's innovation, man. You can't stop progress, Travis. You can't just sit there and be stale. You got to bring some fresh new ideas to the stream, bro. the magnifying glass is one of the best things in 2022.
How come
I agree.
Outlet Bait and Tackle just raised the price to $3.88 a bag for these?
Because they watching right now, bro.
Ooh.
It wouldn't be the first
give a
time we
thanks.
moved. It would be the first time we moved the needle.
I just
But call
got
up
a
Rafi right now.
that's
He'll
like-
get you some.
I just
50%.
I just got an Instagram message from a viewer here that sent me
I
the
think
link.
what happens, they probably have a very
Thank
smart.
you, Mike.
They probably have a very smart back end, which says, if they sell out, then they just raise the price on the next round because it's popular. Very savvy. That's what technology can do for you. It's AI in the background. Alex made it happen.
Yep.
Because he's AI. Everybody refuses to acknowledge him as AI, but he is AI.
No,
I do.
Sometimes you
Yeah,
just
in fact, we're going to do an AI t-shirt with the Chode Father on one and AI on the back. Double branded. Yeah.
That'll sell.
Hell yeah, dude. That'll sell out flat out. All right. Of the 170 people watching, how many would buy the dual branded AI? And he's going to be right there with the Bass logo. Somewhere on, it'll be a spline print, just real small. Chode Father on the back with AI on the neck.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. And maybe an EE on the sleeve. Triple branded, bro.
Hey, we got to clear.
NASCAR jersey.
Listen,
I'm clearly not being valuable to the stream right now. So I'm about to pass out because I'm so hungry. So
all right, before you go, I just want to give a shout out to Walleye Channel. We're definitely take notice of your love for topwater walleye.
Walleye Channel? I don't even know where are you coming from? I feel like I'm hearing something for the first time.
At some point,
like
we will go.
You never heard of The Godfather? Are you serious?
We will talk about the walleye.
You've never heard of The Godfather? The
Just make
movie
him watch
The
it with you,
Godfather. No, you never heard of the movie called The Godfather.
I've heard of the movie.
Okay, thank God. I was really starting to worry.
I've never watched
more. Fair enough. We know you don't watch movies. So,
There's more than one, isn't there, Eric?
There's several. The OG was probably the best. There was, some good ones, but there were some weak ones too. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Topwater walleye bites. I did catch a topwater walleye at night on a storm chug bug. Swear to God. And that same night, I was throwing a black storm chug bug, Deep Creek Lake in Western Maryland. Fog rolled in, really close to where I launched my boat. I'm in a Pollard Run Cove, and I'm throwing a chug bug a lot. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And there's a lot of rock, super shallow flat, right? Up on the rock. 21-inch smallmouth, which is a giant for Western Maryland, right? I'm admiring this fish. I'm by myself. The fish wrenches, hits the carpet, knocks my rod into the water, and the fish is gone too. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I lost my rod and reel. I lost the fish, and I look down the carpet, and the chug bug is stuck to the carpet. So I'm able to pull my rod and reel back in. 30 minutes later, or whatever it was, I catch a walleye over 20 inches on the storm chug bug.
Heck yeah. That's a big one too.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that wild? Nuts, man.
What
Yeah, JP, that's probably one of my best at Deep Creek. 21 inches, man.
What? Oh, hold on. What's a Frito? I look like Frito. Or I'm Fredo.
No, you're Fredo, and it's not good.
Okay.
So I guess that's not who you want to look like or be like. He dies in a very horrible way fishing, actually.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
That's the way that chode masters go. Like if you were chode master, you wouldn't last long in the mafia.
I'm just smiling away. You guys were great in the comments tonight.
They always are.
They always.
Like one of the tackle companies that hopefully you
What,
get
Kent?
on
Now
with.
you're an ice fisherman. Last year you didn't want to touch the ice, and now so Cape Way Kent, not Cape Way, Cape Vincent Kent. He's been living up in this area. Like most of his, the last couple of years he's been hanging out. He doesn't know about the amazing salmon fishing right from his front door. So we have to introduce him to that. I go and tell him how great the ice fishing. Now he's ice fishing up there without me. I don't get him. He's doing it all. He's doing it all. He caught 13-pounder, dude, through the ice.
Wow.
Walleye.
Wow.
Sweet.
That's
huge. All right, bro. I'm out, man.
All right,
hey, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Tight lines, everybody.
Tight
I
lines.
enjoyed the stream.
We don't say
Yeah,
tight
man.
lines. You
Oh,
say
yeah.
tight
Till
lines?
next time, we'll see you.
See, it's
in the
weird.
water.
It's kind of weird leaving on a good note because it's been a couple of weeks where it's always been an argument.
Well, then we'll just take this positive moment to see you on the water. Until next time.
As always, until next time,
we'll see you on the water.
We'll see you on the water. Thanks, guys.
See you.
All right. We're out.
Nice. All right, man.